Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's Brentford against Manchester United. It is a must-win game. I'm sure many of you who've got your eyes on the 3 p.m. games. I mean, look, Man City, they were ahead of us before the season even started, but Arsenal have got 6 points on the download and United have got 0 at the moment. We cannot afford to not win today. We've got Liverpool coming up next. If we were not to win today, even if we were to draw, we could be in a situation after the Liverpool game where we've got 1 point from 9. We have to win today. There has to be a reaction and there has to be a changing of the team from Erik ten Hag. It's a big next few minutes when we get this team news in, because what type of manager have we got? I think we've got a very good manager that wants to play a very good brand of football, but I don't know what he does when a team lets him down and he's got players on the bench that can come in and do a job for him. So let's wait and see. There is a rumour that McTominay's been dropped and there is a rumour that Ronaldo starts. Beyond that, I don't know. For me, Malacia should start instead of Shaw. Varane should start instead of Maguire. Donny should start instead of McTominay. And Bruno should be dropped out of the team for Ronaldo, with Eriksen playing as the number 10. But I don't think those things will happen, because that's in an ideal world. And we don't always get an ideal world, do we? So I think Ronaldo will start and I think McTominay will be dropped. Probably Eriksen will play deeper with Fred and Bruno will keep his place. But they're very lucky if they do. Bruno's very lucky. I like Bruno, but he's very lucky if he starts. Luke Shaw is very lucky if he starts as well. Maybe McTominay will start. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. There are rumours going out there. But there's also a story coming in from Duncan Castles about PSG going in for Rashford. Now, we know this story started a couple of days ago, but apparently they are going to put a bid in for Marcus Rashford. They want him to play up front with Mbappe. Absolutely do not believe it. Absolutely think it's about Rashford getting a new contract. I think he's playing United very, very well. I think United will fall for it and go, well, if PSG want him, let's give him whatever he wants. But it is coming from Duncan Castles. He was the one who broke the Ronaldo story a few weeks ago. So we'll have to wait and see, and maybe we can have a chat about that a little bit later. But Ten Hag starts McFred and he'll be like, I trust them and they've been very good in pre-season, says Klaus. Jesus, what a player, says Jazim. I've got these scores coming up on the screen, so I can update you with those at the moment. Arsenal are beating Leicester 3-1 and Man City are 3-0 up against Bournemouth. I thought it could be about 8-0 by now, but it seems to have slowed down a little bit. So there we go. Please, Ronaldo start, says Selvin. The team will come on the screen very, very quickly as soon as it's been confirmed. There's just a few rumours at the moment that McTominay's been dropped and that Ronaldo is starting. But beyond that, they are rumours. I suspect Ronaldo is starting, but I wouldn't be shouting it from the rooftops, if you know what I mean, because you just don't know with this management. You never know. When leaks come out with a new manager, you don't know whether it's being done on purpose or whether it's true. There's definitely talk of Ronaldo starting, but beyond that, I don't really know. There's definitely talk that McTominay's been dropped, but I don't know. So there's talk that Donny might be starting, according to the chat. I don't know. But Ronaldo is starting for Manchester United. That's just been confirmed. So the starting 11, no McTominay, no Varane, no Donny. It's De Gea, Dalot, Shaw, Maguire, Martinez, Fred, Eriksen, Fernandes, Rashford, Sancho, Ronaldo. So two changes. McTominay dropped. Ronaldo starts, as does Shaw, Bruno, and Maguire. Very lucky, the latter three. I cannot believe we're sitting Raphael Varane on the bench for the second game in a row. I mean, I'm not going to moan about it. I'm not in that mindset. We need to win today, but I still find it ridiculously difficult that we are putting Raphael Varane on the bench. And effectively, it is only one change. It's McTominay out for Ronaldo in. So Eriksen will play probably deeper next to Fred. Bruno keeps his place. Rashford, obviously, Sancho, Ronaldo, the front three. And it's the same back four. I would have liked to have seen more changes. I really think Malacia should be starting over Shaw. I do question why. And I'm a massive Luke Shaw fan, and that's why it's the position I want to focus in on the most. I don't understand why you buy a player like Malacia. You start Shaw, he plays terrible, and then you start him in the next game. I don't get that. I'm very, very surprised because Ten Hag really wanted Malacia. So I'm very, very surprised by that. But look, he is the manager, and I hope it works today. But I think Luke Shaw's very, very lucky, and I think there'll be a lot of fans really not happy about that because I like Shaw. I know a lot of people don't, and they will be unhappy about that. They'll be like, why is he starting this game? And I understand that. I wouldn't have started him today. I don't think he deserves to start. I'm very surprised that Raphael Varane is not starting for Manchester United. He's the best centre-back that we've got. I find it really odd, really odd. He's been fit for the last 2 games and he's not starting games for United. It's odd. McTominay had to be dropped. That's the right decision. That's the big positive for me. He needed to be dropped from that team. I think he'd almost become undroppable over the last 2 or 3 years. So I think him being dropped is a real positive. And again, I think Bruno Fernandes is very, very lucky to start the game. There are options there. You could have put Eriksen there. You could have put Donny there. You could have put Eriksen there and put Donny into the midfield and drop Bruno. So I think Bruno and Shaw are really lucky to start this game. And yeah, don't know what people think in the chat. Jesus on for a hat trick. What a masterpiece, says Zayn Miasi. Mark, if this was Ollie benching Varane, you'd be going mental, says Connor. But look, you're wrong, Connor, there, because I stayed and hardcore, or not hardcore is not the word. Long-term United stand viewers know this. I stayed with Ollie a lot longer than other people did, and at the end, I would have gone mad at it. But I'm not going to go mad at a brand new manager that I want for benching Varane. I find it weird. 3-2 in the Arsenal game. Maybe Leicester get a late equaliser here. James Maddison's just scored. Hi, Mike, you're a legend. Let's go United, says look. So no, I'm not going to sit here with a new manager that I like, that I want to succeed, and go, it's a bloody joke. Where's bloody Varane? He's picking that bloody Maguire because he's crap £80 million captain bullshit. What a load of nonsense. I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't pick Maguire. I'd pick Varane. I find it really, really difficult to understand. But I also find it easy to just go, well, that's the decision of the manager, because there's absolutely no movement behind this at all. I mean, I think there's a few people that agree with me, but I find it more surprising that it's not been queried in press conferences, that it's not front page news. I mean, he's a World Cup winner. He's a 4-time Champions League winner. Traditionally, you would talk about Varane as being one of the best centre-backs in the world. I know he had a bit of an injury hit season last year. He's not injured at the moment. He's fit. So why is he not playing? Because we're trying to build a partnership between Maguire and Martinez. And that, to me, is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Unless Varane has an injury that means he can never play football, why would you decide to make a decision to go with Maguire and Martinez? It's baffling. Neither Maguire or Martinez are particularly quick as well, and Varane is. Like, for me, he should be building his centre-back partnership with Varane in it. But I don't know the reasons behind it. But what I do know, and I'd argue with Ten Hag about this, I don't care. At the end of the day, you've got to back your own opinions. There is absolutely no way in a million years that Maguire is better than Varane. There's just not. There's just not. It's like arguing that Harvey Barnes is better than Mo Salah. He's just not. And that's where I'd put that level. But, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to get hot under the collar about it. I expected Maguire to start today, and hopefully he'll score a goal today. We're playing in lime green. It's a very hot day in London. The pitch might look lime green. There might be a bit of camouflage from corners. He's got to get it on target first, but you never know. Another season of saying Donny should start. Surely not, says Tabo. I'm not actually. I don't know what people think about the Donny situation. I think he should be starting over Bruno. 4-2. Arsenal have scored again. Martinelli. Showing it as a 4-3-3. Does Ten Hag ever play that? Think he should, says Michael. Ten Hag saw one Premier League game with McFred and said never again, says Lars. At this point, I'm fully convinced Erik Ten Hag is being forced to start Maguire. Well, no. I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have that at all. I've sent you a message, pal. I'm not going to have that. I don't think that he's picking Maguire because it's all right, mate. I don't think that he's picking Maguire because he's the captain. I don't think a manager would get forced into that. I think he thinks that Maguire and Martinez is the way to go. And we've got to hope he's right. He's the manager at the end of the day. I reckon Erik ten Hag knows Varane could get injury in any game, so maybe saving him for Liverpool. I think that's bollocks, rest up, build up. But it's a nice theory. No longer conspiracy theory. It has to be seriously asked if players have stipulations in their contract stating they must start a percentage of games as Alligator. You see, I don't actually agree with that. I've got to be honest. I've got to be consistent here. I think he's picking Maguire and Martinez because he wants to pick Maguire and Martinez. Rafael Varane is on 100 grand a week more than Maguire. He's on 300 grand a week, Rafael Varane. If anybody's got it in their contract, it's Varane that he needs to start. So I don't believe there's a conspiracy theory. I don't believe he's being told to pick Maguire over Varane. And I think if anybody had it in their contract that they need to start, it would be Varane. So remember, I think Varane's better than Maguire, but he's also on 300 grand a week. So, you're benching a player there that's one of our top earners as well. Maguire performs well in training because our attackers are crap. Maybe that's why he gets picked, says Eric. 4-time Champions League winner and World Cup winner getting benched for Harry Maguire. The game is finished. Also, Shaw starting is a disgrace, says Louis. Well, look, I think the Varane thing has been discussed to death. Malacia should be starting. And I'm a big fan of Luke Shaw, but he was absolutely rubbish last week. He was the worst defender out of the back four. And, that's saying something. I don't know why he starts. In fact, I'm going to tweet it. I really like Shaw. But I'll do it now. I'm not scared. I really like Luke Shaw, as people know. I can't see why he's starting tonight. Malacia deserved his chance after Shaw's performance last week. So, and I think that's why people can never accuse me of having an agenda, because I'll call out my favourites as much as I'll call out the people I don't think are good enough. And I don't think Luke Shaw should have started today. Maybe Erik ten Hag is benching. I've done that one from Akshay. If ten Hag thinks Maguire's better than Varane, we're in trouble, says Cena. I got so excited when United Stan tweeted squad members, when will Maguire, Shaw, etc. not start? McSauce not starting is a huge win, though, says Manchild. Sud, welcome to the members club. Hi, Mark. United will never move forward with that slabhead at the back, says George. And Bruno is lucky to be starting, if we're being honest. Also important to remember that the lineup we start the season with won't be the one we end with, says Nate. No, and I also think that Zua says it's weird that Bay stood out in pre-season and will kind of know he will produce the most standout single game performances at some point this season, says Zua. You know what? I think that there are... I think if I was saying who are the two luckiest players to be starting, it would be Shaw and Bruno. Obviously I would start Varane, and therefore it would be for Maguire. But the two players that are very lucky to start for me are Shaw and Bruno. Two players I really like. So, it'd be very easy for me to sit here and say, oh, it's ridiculous that Maguire's starting. It should be Varane. And I would start Varane over Maguire. But in all honesty, the two players that are the luckiest are definitely Luke Shaw and Bruno Fernandes. Neon lime green, Maguire instead of Rafa. What could go wrong? Good morning from stateside, Mark, says Christopher. The only positive I see in that lineup is McTominay being benched. Still surprised how Maguire gets to start over Varane, though, says Arad. Mark, shout out to my little boy Oliver, who is spending his weekend in hospital. Big shout out to Oliver Thomas. I hope it's nothing too serious, and I hope he's doing well. Varane will displace Maguire. I think Varane was on a special training program and will gradually push out Maguire. Ten Hag may phase Maguire out slowly, says Toe. And why is Chiellini considered a great centre-back and Maguire isn't when they're both slow, says Richard? There's 100 reasons why, because they're very different centre-backs. Chiellini's a leader for a start. But look, let's take it away from that. The big news is that Ronaldo starts, and, I hope he scores today, because I've got receipts for the people who have been gobbing off about sell Ronaldo. We don't need him. I hope you're not celebrating a goal for him today if you did, because, boy, you've given him some shit over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and you know who you are. So, when Ronaldo scores today and you're there flip-flopping as you always do, that's going to be really interesting, isn't it? It's because he's decided to stay. I like him now. Bullshit. You should never have wanted him to go. He's the best player we've got. Ten Hag's pulled a masterclass getting him to stay. And when he starts scoring goals, it's going to make people look really stupid for saying we should have sold him, because, God, we never should have sold him. In an ideal world, I don't disagree with people who said we should sell him. But in a real world, we've got nothing up front. Absolutely nothing. Martial's not even fit again. we need Ronaldo, and we need Ronaldo on form. And I just feel today, I predicted that Rashford's going to score. It just feels like Rashford will score today. Southampton have come back from 2-0 down against Leeds to 2-2. What a game that is. Match of the day tonight. I think Ronaldo will score and Rashford will score today. And yeah, we need them to as well. What a signing that Jesus is, says Gog. And I think Erik ten Hag is playing smart with Slabhead, given how sensitive things are, creates less chaos. Says Carlson. Maybe. Welcome to the Members Club, by the way, Dandy. And Sean Turner says, why does everyone jump all over Bruno? He had a bad season last year like everyone else. Season before that, our best. Rashford has been crap for 2 years. Sean, I am a massive fan of Bruno Fernandes, as you know. You know, from when we signed him in Mallorca, the sinking ships. I love Bruno Fernandes. But Sean, I have to be equal-handed here. Even-handed. And he doesn't deserve to start at the moment. And he's very lucky to start. So let's hope he does what you've said there. He's a good player. Let's hope he delivers today, because even under Ollie, even under Ranić, he always starts. He is, you know, he's far better than McTominay and Fred, but he is the same. He always starts, and he's very lucky to be starting. And if I was Donny, or I was whoever's on the bench today, and we need to look at the bench because God knows who's on the bench, I would be thinking, you know what? Like Malacia, what have I got to do to start? Timber was right to turn us down. If you've literally reserved Maguire in a spot he doesn't deserve, why should a defender come? Says Baybath. I think Timber would have started with Maguire. That's why. But maybe Erik ten Hag is a manager that only wants to make 1 or 2 changes. Maybe that's what he is. You know, maybe he didn't want to make 3 or 4 changes because it might disrupt the plan. You know, maybe he would like to have dropped Malacia for sure, dropped Shaw for Malacia, but he hasn't done it because, you know, he's already dropping McTominay. How has Erik ten Hag worked a masterpiece with Ronaldo when no one wanted him, says Toby. Well, Toby, I'm sure you're not in the circle that I'm in the circle of with journalists and everybody else. And I know for a fact that George Mendes has been begging Manchester United to let Ronaldo go because there are clubs that want him, but Man United won't sell. So I don't actually understand where this story is coming from that nobody wants Ronaldo. Chelsea pulled out and Bayern Munich said no. But there's 3 or 4 other clubs that would happily take Ronaldo, but Man United won't sell him. So, you know, you can write what you like and you can believe what you like. There are people that want Ronaldo, but Man United won't sell him because Ten Hag has said he's not for sale. So give your manager a bit of credit instead of pretending that our player of the year and one of the best strikers in the league, nobody wants to buy. You're clearly not a United fan as well. I mean, you're just so full of hate. What are you talking about? Dylan says, well, Dylan, thank you very, very much for the super chat. Hi, Mosh. I wish we knew, and I know we bought Martinez as a defender, but do you think he could be a feasible midfielder? I do think, Dan, it wouldn't have surprised me today if Martinez had stepped into the midfield and Varane had played with Maguire. I wouldn't have been opposed to that for 1 or 2 games until we get a midfielder in. No McFred, so it's already looking better than last week. Should be able to pull out a result today. I think, BG, we will be a much better team today because we haven't got McTominay in there. Like, our midfield gets run through every bloody week, every week. And, you know, I think that that is really, really important that you hopefully will see today. I mean, whether it'll be enough to win, let's not disrespect Brentford, but I think we'll see a better midfield performance quite simply because Scott McTominay's not there. Now, on the bench, we've got Heaton, Malacia, Varane. Some would say both those should be starting. Wan-Bissaka is on the bench. Garner's on the bench. McTominay, Van der Beek, Alanga, and Garnacho. There's not a lot on the bench again. Even with Ronaldo starting, Alanga and Garnacho are your attacking options for the front 3. And this is the problem we've got. You've got Rashford, Sancho, and Ronaldo, and then you've got Alanga and Garnacho as the backups. Even if Martial was fit, we've just not got enough in the attack at all. Nobody's injured. All right, Martial's injured, but you know what I mean? We've not got enough. Midfield, all right, Garner, McTominay, Van der Beek. I mean, if Van der Beek can't get into a team that's losing last week, I don't see what the future is for Donny, to be honest. I said that. But McTominay and Garner, and then Wan-Bissaka's still on the bench. No place for Bay, of course, Varane and Malacia. It's not strong. It's not that strong, but hopefully it will be strong enough. Arsenal are winning 4-2, by the way, so it looks like they're going to win. I'll tell you the full-time scores as they start to come in. We're not quite at full-time yet. Brentford's team, it's gone on the screen for you anyway, but Brentford's team, if I can just go to their website because, oh, come on, tosser. I want to nat. What? Can't read it. So Brentford's team is Raya, Rorslev, Hickey, Janssen, me, Henry, Norgard, Jensen, De Silva, Mbumo, and Tony. Damsgaard is on the bench. That's the one I was looking for. Damsgaard is on the bench for Brentford. Yeah, that's where we are with that. And Damsgaard doesn't start for Brentford. That's all I was checking out, really. I saw something saying that De Jong is ready to be with United soon. Have you heard anything on your end, says Leo? Well, as you know, Leo, that hill that I am, I'm not negotiating the De Jong deal, by the way. If we don't get De Jong, it's not on me. I've got nothing to do with the negotiations. But I've always remained confident that we'll sign him. Even last week when people were going, where's your 90% club now? I'm like, has he signed for Chelsea? Has he said he's staying at Barcelona? I still believe that United have to sign Frenkie de Jong because they've basically spent all summer telling us they're going to do it. So I still believe he's going to come. There seems to be a lot of people in the fan base getting confident again, but I think he's going to come anyway. Maguire fitness is a lot more consistent than Varane. Eric Ten Hag's got no choice but to have to use someone that can play almost every game, says Minnie. Yeah, I'm sure Pep Guardiola would do that if an average English midfielder was fitter than De Bruyne. I'm sure he'd bench De Bruyne, wouldn't he? Glad McTominay is out, but we will suffer if we continue to play Eriksen deep. Might work today, but not against Liverpool, says Angel. I think that's a great point, because not everything is positive, is it? Welcome to the Members Club, Dylan. Thank you very much for joining. If you want to join the Members Club, by the way, click the join button. You get your badge next to your name in the chat. You've got loads of free exclusive content as well on the members section. But no, I think that's a good point. I mean, we'll be better in the midfield out without McTominay, but he is good in the air. Now, Brentford could exploit something there because Eriksen's not big, Fred's not big, and Bruno's not big. So there is an opportunity to exploit something which Ten Hag is very aware of. I actually thought he might start McTominay today. I know it would have gone absolutely ridiculous on social media if McTominay had started. But I did think he might start him just because he's tall. I mean, we've done it for 3 years because you've got Maguire. Basically, what I'm saying is Ronaldo and Maguire are the only 2 players in that team that can head the ball. Like, Rashford's no good in the air. Sancho's no good in the air. Delo and Shaw are okay, but they're not brilliant. Eriksen and Bruno and Fred are not good in the air. And Martinez is good in the air, but he's 5'10". So McTominay just gives you a little bit more cover from corners. And I thought he might do that. Or I thought he'd start Donny, who's actually 6 foot. So we might get caught out in height. I certainly think we'll get caught out against better teams with the midfield 3 of Bruno, Fred and Eriksen, because I don't think there's enough defensive cover there. But we should move the ball better. And ultimately, Ten Hag wants to dominate the ball. So if you're going to have 70% possession, you're better off having Fred, Eriksen and Bruno than putting McTominay in there. So I think it's a gamble, but it's an attacking gamble, which we can't really complain about. So I'm looking forward to it. James Clough says, the Frankie t-shirt is the season's good shit, Bruno. If you know, you know. United Stand Archive, says James. Thank you very much, James. Shout out to you. Toby says, hi, Mark. Could you let us know who wanted him then? Says Toby. Could I let you know who wants who wants Ronaldo? Yeah, I know. Well, Sporting Lisbon want him. Napoli want him for a start. There's another Premier League club that wanted him. And yeah, that's 3. I mean, it's not my job to tell you, but the clubs did. I mean, I don't know what you're on, Toby. I really don't know what you're sniffing or drinking. I don't know, because to sit there and think that you know that nobody wants Cristiano Ronaldo is just ridiculously arrogant and stupid. It's well known that George Mendes has begged Manchester United to let Ronaldo go. He's got buyers, but Man United just won't do it. So in Toby's world, you should have a podcast, Toby's World. In Toby's world, if Man United said to Ronaldo, we're paying, you can leave, you think nobody would take Ronaldo? Is that what you're trying to tell us? You think nobody would take Ronaldo this summer? Like nobody? Very weird. Dylan, welcome to the Members Club. Also, Jimmy and CJ, and also, perhaps since Donny's the only one he can trust, Ten Hag has convinced Donny he needs to try many players first. Donny knows Eric Ten Hag will play him for sure. I think that's absolute bollocks, Carlos, but I like it. So he's not picking Donny because he knows Donny from a few years ago, and he's playing lesser players to try them out, and then he'll play Donny. Mate, this is Man United. This is Premier League football. You pick the team you pick the team, the best team you can pick. He picked McTominay and Fred last week because he thought that was the right thing to do. He's picking Maguire and Martinez because he thinks that's the right thing to do. He's picking Shaw over Malacia and Bruno in the team because he thinks that's the right thing to do. He needs to win today. He can't afford to put people on the bench and go, I know what you're about, I'll try something else out. It's not a charity. It's Man United. He's got to win. He's picking a team to win. He's picking the best team he can pick today. In his head, he's picking the best team he can pick. He prefers Maguire over Varane. He prefers Shaw over Malacia. He prefers Bruno over Donny. The manager's picked his team. That's what he's done. He has. We need to win. If Maguire falls over today because Tony's quicker than him and scores, that could have been Varane who would have been quick enough. So, he's picked the team. He's the manager. Let's hope it works. I believe we won't win if Fred is playing as the 6 instead of Eriksen. Eriksen will be the 6, JW. We need somebody who can take the ball off the back four and play football. Eriksen will play the deeper role, says Raz. I completely agree. Yeah, he has to. Varane should be the next one to put in a transfer request. Having to sit on the bench and watch that waste of Maguire ahead of you must be torture, says Darren. Well, the worrying thing for Varane, we're getting pulled into a conversation I don't really want to get into, but he's on 300 grand a week. He is one of the best centre-backs in the world, and he's France's starting centre-back, and France are one of the favourites for the World Cup. With Koundé and Upamecano and every other good French centre-back out there, he cannot afford, Kimpembe as well, he cannot afford to be sat on Man United's bench when we're 6th in the league. So something's going to have to happen with Varane because he can't sit. He may well go. If he doesn't start against Liverpool, and he doesn't start the next game after that, which I think is Southampton, he probably will knock on the door and say, I can't sit on the bench. It's a World Cup year. So that might be a problem down the line. I don't know. But I mentioned that 3 weeks ago. I don't know whether I tweeted it or I mentioned it on a show. I said, watch out for Varane and the transfer window, because logically, it doesn't make sense to have a £300,000 a week centre-back sat on the bench from a United point of view. And from his point of view, he's France's best centre-back going into a World Cup. So something's got to change with that situation. I can't see him being happy to sit on the bench for much longer. I think Ronaldo starting should stop transfer rumours, says Majak. And so there we go. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 417,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Easy to do. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 417,000. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. Watch-alongs, match reactions, fan forum after the game. They're back as well. So straight after my match reaction, where we do player ratings, we'll be going on to the fan forum. I think Beth is hosting it tonight with 3 other guests. So get involved with the United Stand, bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Thanks everyone for that. I'm just going to stand up for a minute, not because I need a stretch, because I'm getting sweaty thighs. Got shorts on as well. It's so hot. Oh, it's hot, man. It's hot. Reading are losing 4-0, says MD. I know. So Arsenal 4-2 against Leicester. Villa beat Everton 2-1. 0-0 Brighton and Newcastle. Man City 4-0 against Bournemouth. Southampton 2-2 with Leeds. And Wolves 0-0 with Fulham. I think I got a lot of those scores right. I think I did. I predicted Leicester and Man City to win. I think I said Arsenal 3-0, 4-2. I said Man City 5-0, 4-0. I said Newcastle and Brighton draw and Fulham and Wolves draw. And what was the other one? No, I think I said Wolves would beat Fulham, actually. I said Southampton and Leeds would be a draw. So, yeah, I don't think I've done well in my fancy Premier League, though. Okay, Mark, do you really think that those teams would be able to pay his wages, says Toby? Yes. And I'm on a Bruno support. He was going to take a pay cut, mate. Toby's obsessed with Ronaldo. Toby, please don't put another super chat in because I won't read it because it's just boring. I'm on a Bruno support mission today. So does Donny deserve to start over Bruno more than Garnacho over Rashford? Says Sean Turner. So sorry, Sean, you're on a Bruno support mission. So does Donny deserve to start over Bruno more than Garnacho Rashford? I want a poll. I'm not going to do a poll, Sean, but yeah. You know what? You know what, Sean? I'm actually going to give you a bit of credit there. You're absolutely correct. Rashford didn't play well last week either. I don't know why. But the trouble is there's no one to replace Rashford. He's in a great position at the moment because he didn't play well last week. but there's nobody to take his place. So none of us, we've spoken about Shaw, Bruno, even Varane coming in, but none of us have said Rashford shouldn't start because there's nobody else. No one's going to want Elanga to start over Rashford, no matter how bad Rashford played. But I think Rashford will score today. But you're right, he didn't play particularly well last week either. Mark, I'm worried about Varane and Donny. 2 games in a row, they don't start. What do you think, says VK? Well, there's a long season ahead, VK, but I thought there might be a few more changes, to be fair, but at least McTominay's not starting. Ten Hag did what brought Ollie down, not benching players who underperformed in previous game. This is bad, says Iraqi. Well, McTominay's been dropped. Would you start Garnacho over Rashford as of right now? I think he deserves game time, says Val. I think the problem is that same rubbish, same players starting again. Ollie vibes, says SD. I mean, I disagree with that. I will fight the Ten Hag criticism because he has dropped McTominay, and you know you can't get everything you want. And if it's small steps in the right, look, Ollie would have picked McTominay. Simple as that. Would I have started Garnacho? No, it's an away game. He's a young lad. You throw him into the game. What if United play badly? It doesn't do him any good. So I wouldn't start Garnacho. How many poor performances or losses till Eric Ten Hag decides the midfield and defence could use different players from our squad, says Baron. Oh, in all black like a funeral, Mark Gothbridge. United win 4-0, says Nick. Remember, Brentford, don't disrespect Brentford. They are a decent side and they can certainly give us a good game. It's their first home game of the season. So basically, it's opening day tonight at Brentford. And we've got to be very, very careful because, as I said, that stat screen next to me, under Ten Hag, we're very fortunate because we know he wants 70% possession. He wants double-figure shots. He wants double the amount of passes. He wants a high pass accuracy. So we know what to expect from Manchester United in this game against Brentford. We're expecting a Manchester United side that's going to dominate the ball, but we're the away side and Brentford will want to get at us. So I think it's going to be a really interesting first 10, 15 minutes. Daniel says, do you think we'll sign anyone? Well, 100% we're going to sign someone. Yeah, I think we're going to get Rabiot now. I think that's absolutely inevitable that we're going to chuck the money at him. I still think we'll get De Jong as well. I've always said that. If United lose today and lose against Liverpool, then we've got lost the same amount Liverpool did last season and the same amount as City did, says Elliot. If we draw today and lose to Liverpool, we'll have 1 point from 9. It's scary. If we win today and beat Liverpool, we'll have 3 points from 9, which is crap. So, yeah, we're not in a good position. I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge with United today. We've got to win. I don't care how. If we win 4-0, yabba dabba do. If we win 1-0, and McTominay comes on in the last minute and passes it back to De Gea, but it hits his heel and goes in the top corner at the other end and we win, I don't care. We've just got to win today because 3 points from 9 still isn't very good. And I think that's the maximum we can get because I think Liverpool are going to beat us at Old Trafford next week. And yeah, I'm laying it down. And yeah, I'm, glass half empty. And yeah, I'm using reverse psychology. But I don't think it's negative to predict that Man City and Liverpool will come to Old Trafford and beat us. So I'm assuming that we'll probably lose to Liverpool, which means even if we win today, it's 3 points from 9, which is not a good start to the season. So we've got to win today because I don't really care. Well, I do care about Liverpool, but they're not, I hate to say it after one game, but Liverpool and Man City are not our rival and they haven't been for a long time. Arsenal and Spurs are. And Arsenal have got 6 points and we've got 0. So that's what we need to be looking at, whether we like it or not. Maybe Ten Hag is keeping Varane healthy for Liverpool. I doubt it, Brian, because he won't be match fit for Liverpool now, will he? Looking at Arsenal, and also that's a load of nonsense because if Varane was going to play against Liverpool, you'd play him tonight knowing he's got 9 days rest. So, yeah, I don't think that's happening. Looking at Arsenal and Spurs, I feel United have no chance of top 4. Only hope he's winning the Europa League, says Nikhil. Remember, Arsenal are in that as well. Why is Malacia not starting? Shaw was bad last game and a Fred CDM again after Brighton as well, says Jack. And Bad Bath, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Can I just remind you as well, just a quick shout out of what's going on tonight. So, Watchalong all the way through till about 7:30. Match reaction with me till about 10 to 8. Then we'll push you over onto the fan forum for an hour until 9 o'clock. And if you're driving back or you want to tune in, I'm on TalkSport at 8 o'clock doing the call-in for Goldbridge. So if you want to call in, have you say about anything, that's what's going on tonight. But All those match reactions and fan forums and call-ins will be dictated to by what happens in this game, which kicks off in 29 minutes. It's a sunny evening in London. It's a Saturday night, and Manchester United need a win. Sunshine Gary Neville, says Dean. Yeah, well, Gary Neville, I think, is on commentary today. So let's hope, well, he doesn't need to sing about sunshine because it's already there. But look, Arsenal are looking good. And I did want to just talk about Arsenal. We're not Arsenal. We're not an Arsenal channel or anything like that. But I feel somewhat vindicated because I've always said about Arteta that I can see what he's doing. And I've had Arsenal fans going in on me, stick your nose out of our club, you don't know what you're on about. And I said, I know what Arteta's doing, though. He came into that team, it wasn't good enough. He parked the bus, he ground out an FA Cup, and then he started to build his own team. And last year, they finished above United. They nearly got top four, but they didn't get top four because they didn't have a striker. This summer, they bought Zinchenko and Jesus, and I think that that is outstanding business. And you know why? A lot of people were saying, wow, Jesus and Zinchenko, they're not key players for Pep. They'll just be crappy Arsenal players. And maybe they will. But my theory was this. Zinchenko and Jesus played a lot of minutes for Pep every season. And that's a team that was going to Champions League finals, semi-finals, winning titles. Arsenal don't do that. They don't play in the Champions League and they don't play for titles. They have basically dropped on. So basically what Arsenal have done is what United should have done. A team that was fifth last year, they've added 2 players better than everyone in the team. They've added 2 top-class players. They've added 2 players that know how to win. Jesus and Zinchenko are 2 players that know how to win at the highest level, and they have gone into an Arsenal team that finished 5th. The logical conclusion is that they're going to finish top 4 because they've added 2 top-class players to a team that was 5th. What have United done? Malacia's on the bench. Eriksen's a free transfer. Martinez has come from the Eredivisie and is going to have to bed in. We've added nothing that's improved that team massively yet. So I don't think where Arsenal is a surprise when you put it like that, is it? Hopefully get going today. Mind you, with this shower, you never know, says Tony. I hope you're well, Mark. Thanks for your effort to keep us all entertained. I love the channel. Let's hope Man United win, says Marius. I see why there haven't been any changes to the team. Success is defined by one change at a time. The upheaval of removing 4 players wouldn't be good, says Stephen. Well, I touched on that a few minutes ago, Stephen, and I think it's a very intelligent point. Maybe Ten Hag is a manager that doesn't make loads of changes at once because that can backfire. So maybe we'll see one change. But then again, if we win, he probably won't make any changes. But maybe he's a manager who does things gradually. Hi, Mark. I really enjoy the show. Keep it up, says Matthias. Thank you very much. No hate, but didn't Ronaldo complain about wage reduction because we didn't get Champions League, but he would take a further cut to leave, says Toby. Yes, he was going to take a pay cut to leave. Need a United win for my bet to come through. Got £824.38, hopefully coming my way, says Jamie. Well, we'll all be open for you, Jamie. I can understand for the life of me how a 3 times relegation joke starts ahead of a 4 times Champions League and World Cup winner. Only at United, says Mohammed. Look, player power at Manchester United is big. I want to talk about what you're talking about, but Duncan Castles this afternoon has put a tweet out saying that PSG are galvanised by putting an offer in for Marcus Rashford. They want him at PSG, playing up front with Mbappe, and they believe they can get him. Now, United should be all over this. PSG have got money. PSG will probably give us more money than we'll ever get for Rashford. And I think United should take it. And I think Rashford should do it as well. I think he's going to score today. I think we'll win today. And I think I think we'll get De Jong next week. And I think all the Glazer stuff will disappear and it will be positive ahead of that before we get beat by Liverpool. But that's the way moods go up and down. But if PSG really want Rashford and he wants to go, then just do the deal. Do it, because you've got a very valuable bid going in there. I'm surprised that Duncan Castles has tweeted about it, but I still think that this is 100% Rashford and his team putting United on the back foot to give us a contract, because it's the perfect time for Rashford to get United to give him a contract. You can't drop Rashford if you want to at the moment. We've got nobody to play. So he's in the most powerful position he'll ever be in. Rashford is 100% saying to United, I want a new contract. And United are in a difficult position because if they don't give him the contract, they can't drop him. And if he then mentions that PSG want him, it just empowers him even more. There's a new contract for Rashford coming in, 100%. And Rashford and his team have played it perfectly. They know there's no other option than him on the left wing at the moment. And they also have thrown the PSG story in there just to make United get a bit nervous. This is absolutely brilliant tactics by Rashford and his team to get United to give him a contract, because there's no way he's going to PSG. De Jong and a quality winger will do the trick, says Div. And so hope we can get a win. I just hope a win doesn't take the pressure off the board and the players for a botched window, says SK. Well, we live in that world, mate. If we win 4-0 tonight, everyone will be positive again. It's like pre-season. You just got to be true to yourself. I said after pre-season, I'm not going to get over carried away, because I've seen us do well in pre-season, have a crap season. I've seen us have a bad pre-season and have a good season. So, we should be beating Brentford. We should be beating Brighton, shouldn't we? But let's wait and see. We're not far off. But there was a story today about Rashford and PSG again. I just think it's 100% manoeuvring to get a new contract, which is the perfect time to do it, really, because United have got no attackers. So why not? I think Rashford will score today. I don't normally predict those sort of things. I think Ronaldo will score as well. I think Rashford's going to score today. Yeah. I've just got a feeling. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Excited to see Garnacho get a few minutes today. Great opportunity for him, says Arad. That's if he comes on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. United Stand. Free to subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved. And we're live all the way through to a full time. Then we've got the match reaction with me, where we do your player ratings. You can vote for your player ratings, marking every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Star for your man of the match. The most interactive and quickest player ratings you can get on the United Stand straight after the game. Then got the fan forum, where Beth and 3 others are chatting about the match, interacting with you. Live every morning at 10 o'clock, of course. And just to run you by, I don't think we had all of this last week. So you got your match stats next to me. When the game starts, they are updating as we go. So possession, shots, fouls, tackles, that's updating as we go. It's on a carousel. We can put it on pause for us to analyze it at different points in the game. But those stats are updating by the second. That's the Brentford lineup. If there's any yellow cards, it will put a yellow card next to them. If a player comes on, they get an arrow on their arse, basically, which means they've come on. And if they score a goal, it's on their shoulder. So that will update with goals, yellow cards, and substitutions as well. That's on a carousel going round as well. You've also got the United team, as you can see. Same thing, yellow cards, substitution, goals. De Gea in goal, Delo, Maguire, Martinez, Luke Shaw, Fred, Fernandez, Eriksson, Ronaldo, Sancho, and Marcus Rashford. And then the next carousel should be the league table, which should be coming on for you now. So all that's going on was... Oh, sorry, we haven't got the league table at the moment. So that's all going around on a carousel for you, updating as the game goes on. Obviously, we've got the live chat that you can interact with as well. So thank you, everyone. Baz, who is a member, because he's got a badge next to his name, says most players really do need an arrow up their bottom. Oh, dear, Baz. Oh, kinky. And Joel says, Mark, do you think we should sell Donny now? He's not been used under Ollie, Ralph, and now Ten Hag. Is it time for him to move on, says Joel. There's the league table on the screen as well, updated. So, yeah, you won't see us yet. But after 2 games, Man City and Arsenal top. Newcastle into third. Leeds as well, 4th. Brighton, 5th. A win and a draw. Tottenham play tomorrow. Chelsea play tomorrow. Villa won today. Bournemouth lost today. Fulham have drawn 2, as you can see there. Welcome to the Members Club. Is it Nuke? And also Edward Hiram and Undercover Dan. And do you think we should sell Donny? I need to come back to that. Welcome to Members Club SL. Brentford have got a 1 point from 1 game. Liverpool 1 point from 1 game. Wolves 1 point from 2. Leicester 1 point from 2. Southampton 1 point from 2. We're on 0 after 1 game. Everton have lost 2. And then Palace, Forest, West Ham all playing on Monday or tomorrow as well. So we can't go into the bottom. We can't go into the relegation zone tonight. Or can we? Yes, we can. Of course we can. Goal difference. If we lose, we go into the relegation zone. So yeah, don't get too excited. We can go into the relegation zone. We won't lose. We're going to win. Very good question about Donny van de Beek there. Would you sell Donny? Let's do a quick poll. Our first poll. Would you sell Donny? It's all about you on the United Stand. So I'm interested to see what you've got to say. I'm going to hold it for a minute before I give my opinion, because I don't want to influence any opinion. Arsenal looking good. Yes, they are. And please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, on the road to 417,000. It's free to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand community. It's fantastic. Brentford are on a completely different level to us. I'm scared about this match, says Embid. Well, I did want to spend about 20 seconds just talking about Brentford, disrespectfully, because I have not done any research on them at all. They're pretty much the same team as last year, and they will approach the game in the same way. But what I will say is if you play as a team against United, you can win a game of football. And what I mean by that is that a team will beat the individual, and we've been an individual, and that's what our problem is. I am worried about Brentford because they are playing at home, and it's like their opening day. And if I remember rightly, opening day last season, they beat Arsenal, similar weather, similar time, although that was a Friday night game. So, you know, they are capable of generating an atmosphere. But I mean, they drew 2-2 with Leicester, who were dispatched quite comfortably by Arsenal. It's hard to gauge how good Brentford are, and it's hard to gauge how bad we are. So I'm hoping that Brentford are not as good as us, basically. McTominay dropped. I never thought I would see the day. My manager, says HKN. Yeah, that is the big news. With all Rashford PSG talk, where are those? No one is bigger than the club fans. Either they are hypocrites or no one cares about Rashford, says Sarvesh. It's also a nationality thing. We need a CDM. Garner is the only player that can play CDM. Not a look-in. Baffled. What idiot decided to put United versus Liverpool on a Monday night as well? Yeah, Sean, I've got to applaud that. Why we're playing Liverpool on a Monday night football? I mean, I don't like the fact that we're playing Liverpool third game of the season anyway. But Monday night, Man United, Liverpool, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Have we ever done Man United, Liverpool on a Sunday night? It's always 12:30 on a Saturday or normally 4 o'clock on a Sunday. But 8 o'clock on a Monday night. I hate 8 o'clock on a Monday night because the game's over. You want to go to bed. If we're going to get De Jong, then I would keep Donny, says Brian. And Donny is not playing now. Imagine if we get Rabiot and Frankie. I don't see him having a future at United. That's a great point, Joseph. HCMF, welcome to the Members Club. I'll tell you what. I said it a couple of weeks ago. I wouldn't be surprised if anything happened with Donny. Now, 36% of you say you'd sell Donny. 64% of you said no. But there is a good point to be raised. I would not be surprised if we sold Donny van der Beek. I really, really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Because if Rabiot and De Jong come in, that's two more players into the midfield area, and he can't start with those two players here. Eriksen's gone ahead of him straight away. Bruno remains ahead of him. Fred and McTominay ahead of him. So he's the fifth choice midfielder. And we're about to buy two more. That puts him back to seventh choice. Actually, it doesn't. It puts him back to eighth because he's fifth now. You buy two more, sixth, seventh. I don't know whether I've got that right. Anyway, seventh or eighth choice. So I don't think any of us would have predicted that back in May that Erik ten Hag would sell Frenkie de Jong, Donny van der Beek. But the positive spin is Donny van der Beek has had a horrible 2 years. He's got no confidence, and that Erik is working him back to confidence, and that we might start to see the best Donny in September, October. But Donny van der Beek would have been thinking about having an outside chance of making the World Cup. I tell you what chance he's got of making the World Cup. None. No chance. In my opinion, Donny is our best number 6 from what we currently have, and he proves it every time he plays, says Liam. Stephen Gallagher, welcome to the Members Club. Fredrickson is better than McFred, says Liam. And Fred Bridge is better than McFred, Liam. And De Jong, Rabiot, Eriksen, or De Jong, Bruno, Eriksen? De Jong, Rabiot, Eriksen, or De Jong, Bruno, Eriksen? Either way, you're benching Fred, aren't you? Tony says, brilliant work you guys do. Thank you very much, Tony. It's an interesting conversation about Donny, but ultimately there's quite a few players at the moment that are just nowhere near this team, and you wonder how they're going to get into it. Varane is baffling. Malacia is baffling. And Donny, obviously, we've just spoken about as well. I suppose the next one to add to that list is when Anthony Martial's fit. He's going to be sat on the bench for Rashford, isn't he? When I'd start Martial over Rashford every day of the week on the left. So some people would probably say start Martial over Ronaldo, to be fair. But, that's another player that's going to come back. And I tell you for free, I don't think Varane's going to sit on the bench happy for long. I don't think he should do. I don't think Donny will sit on the bench happy for long. And I certainly don't think Martial's going to sit on the bench happy for long. I mean, Martial wanted to leave the club Ten Hag's persuaded him to stay. If he comes back fit and he's on the bench again, he'll have to leave. So it's not going to be plain sailing. It was never going to be plain sailing in a new season, but there are things that need to be resolved, as well as signing some players as well. Could we play Bruno right and put 3 centre mids in and try and get control of games, says Carl? You know what, as well, I did want to say this. I'm a big fan of Sancho, as I'm sure many of you are. Lockie, thanks for the super chat. And how about Carlos Soler or Victor Lema as been midfielders, says Edward? Well, Lema was suggested to Manchester United by Ranić when he left, and United did nothing about it because I think they're just stubborn that they didn't want to buy a Ranić player. Mark, can you please stop predictions? You're the ultimate jinx, says Legendary Villain. Whatever you say, the universe does the opposite. Please stop these predictions. Okay, let me just sit you down. So I said Villa would win today. I said Arsenal would win today. I said Man City would win today. I said that Southampton and Leeds would draw today. I said Newcastle and Brighton would draw today. So I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking out your backside. Why don't we get Ivan Toney, says Quinton. I don't rate Toney. There's you jinx. He's going to score a hat-trick now. I don't rate Ivan Toney that much. And I don't think he'd play many games for United. I think we need a young striker. I would have liked Sesko. Got Ronaldo now. Martial's going to be here. And a young striker. That's what we need. We don't need Ivan Toney. He won't play. What we need a bloody winger. That's what we do. Yeah, definitely. But I don't rate Ivan Toney that much. I think he's all right. But I don't think he's going to cause Martinez and Maguire many problems tonight. So we'll have to wait and see. But look, you know, he might do. But what I'm saying is I expect us to win. If he does cause us problems tonight, then we're in big bloody problems, aren't we? As I said, it makes me laugh because if they win tonight, someone will click that up and say, look what Goldbridge said about Ivan Toney. He's not going to cause us any problems tonight. I didn't pick the bloody team. Why should I get clipped up for saying I don't think Ivan Toney is going to cause any problems tonight? I didn't pick the bloody team. If he causes problems tonight, it's going to be because of bloody Maguire, isn't it? Or Martinez. I would have picked Varane. So, you know, I don't think he would cause us any problems if we pick Varane. Maybe they're afraid of the fans stopping the game, so they put it on a Monday, says Harolder. The way Erik ten Hag spoke about Rashford makes me believe he's one of the first names on the team sheet, says YUFC. He loves Rashford. They spoke about it in the interview. I know this for a fact. In Ten Hag's interview, they spent time talking about Rashford, and it was a big key performance indicator that Ten Hag had to get the best out of Rashford. Man United are obsessed with Rashford because of his, you know, he's a massive, massive brand thing, and he's a youth player. And he's from Manchester. So they want Rashford to be the poster boy when Ronaldo goes. That's basically the plan at United. And Ten Hag's aware of this. So Ten Hag loves Rashford. The club love Rashford. He's not going to go to PSG. They're going to give him whatever contract he wants. And the plan is that when Ronaldo goes next summer, Rashford becomes the superstar of this team. And that's going to take a lot of work because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I like Rashford, but I don't think he's got the capability of being the focal point of this team anymore. I think he can contribute and score goals, but I don't think he's going to be the talent. I think the player who's going to be the talent is the number 7, Jadon Sancho, who, to be honest with you, I like Sancho. Everyone likes Sancho, but there has to be a bit of focus on Sancho. I'm not saying negative focus, but he didn't play well last week either. He's the player that should be grabbing this team, creating the chances, running the team. Sancho's the one who can be world class. Sancho's the one who needs to grab it because at the moment, I feel he's gone in the shade. He's not getting a lot of talk about him. He's the one who can really grab this season. He's in my fancy Premier League team as well. We've got Delo and Sancho tonight, so I'm hoping they do well. Hi, Mark. If we need a striker, why did we need to go for Jesus when he was available? Yeah, but Eugene, it's difficult. It's different, isn't it? You know, we're never going to buy a Man City striker. The world of Bluey, exactly, Mark. A team of individuals. We need team players. Ryan, thank you very much for your chat. Mohit says, I want to see De Jong in this team and it will look whole again. And I guarantee the board requests consideration for certain players start each week, putting pressure on United managers, says Tails. I don't know. I don't know about that. But yeah, we never could have bought Jesus. We never could have bought Jesus. Telegraph have just tweeted about Frankie de Jong. What is it about Man United at the moment putting news out when we're playing a game? The same thing happened the other day with Rabiot. We're just about to kick off and the Rabiot story breaks. And now we're about to kick off and we're getting a story about Frankie de Jong has indicated that Chelsea is his preferred destination should a move to the Premier League materialise in the final weeks of the summer transfer window. I tell you what, this fucking de Jong story, just shut up about it. Let's see what happens because this morning he's coming to United. This morning United are confident. This morning, Chelsea are out of the race. Tonight, Chelsea are the team again. It's all over the place. It really is. So, yeah. It's interesting that Gary Neville has mentioned the height of this United team. I mean, Gary's probably gutted that McTominay's not playing. He's probably in his WhatsApp group. But probably goes down gym with him. Come on, Gary. Come on, Scotty. Let's work on our abs. Sunshine. But no, I think we mentioned this a few minutes ago. I don't think McTominay should start for Manchester United, but I think he has been starting because he's tall. That's the only thing he's good at. And I don't know how tall Brentford are, but Ronaldo and Maguire are the only two that are good in the air. This is why he needs to buy midfielders and they've got to be tall. It's why you could have picked Donny. He's 6 foot. What is Eric doing? He made Donny and he helped him get to the semi and was world class. And he's better than McFred, but together and knows his football, says Nathan Allen. Story about Rash is planted by United to get us feeling comfortable about a new contract. I agree. Davor, I agree. I think they know they're going to announce a new Rashford contract and they need the fans on side. I love the kit. That's my favourite kit, that blue one. I've got it upstairs. If you're watching Sky, that blue kit United are in. I love it. I do not understand how Varane is not picked before Maguire, Varane and Martinez. Says Quinton. What is Eric doing? He made Donny. I've done that one from Nathan. And the irony is I actually think the club's plan for Rashford being the poster boy is probably negatively affecting his performance. Just let him play, says James. Hello from Texas, Mark. Hope you and yours are well. Cheers to the community. Hoping for a resounding win today, says Clinton. And Big Ash says, Varane got sold a dream like Ronaldo and now can see the truth, so his heart is not in it anymore. Ten Hag probably sees that in training, so can't pick him, says Big Ash. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Man United's last 6 Premier League away games. Bloody hell. Are you seeing that? That's roadkill. That's like when I was driving home the other day and I saw a dead badger. I just was sad and looked away. 6 Premier League games we've lost away in a row. Oh, my God. Man United have lost 7 consecutive away league. Have not lost 7 consecutive away league games since a run of 10 between September and December. 1936. Bloody hell. Yeah, shout out to the Badger if you're watching. I don't know. Might have Sky in heaven. Actually, that would work really well. It was definitely dead. There was nothing I could do. I don't want to go into detail, but it was definitely dead. There was no coming back from that. And it wasn't me. Because you know what the worst thing was? Whoever done it, they left it in the road, which means other people run over it. Let it have some dignity. So, you know. If we win today, it's for that Badger. Bodger. They need to sell Harry Maguire, says Christian. Manchester United have not lost to Brentford since 1938. To be fair, I don't think we'd played Brentford since about 1968 when we played them last time. I might be wrong on that, but 7 away league games lost in a row. That's a joke. And I know that's not Ten Hag's fault, but, well, you know, actually, it's a bit unfair to give Ten Hag a run of fixtures as a record, but it is what it is. But remember, his first game, he's lost it. You know, how many Man United managers lose their first 2 games? I think Van Gaal lost his first game, didn't he, to Swansea? I think. I'm not 100% sure if he did, actually. Maybe that was his second season. Hi, Mark. Thank you for everything. I have been watching for years. Has your wife ever told you off for raging at the football, says King? She can bloody well try. No, she probably has, King. Did you try giving the Badger CPR, says Ricardo? You want me to tell you what the Badger looked like, don't you? And I'm not going to do it because there's children watching and there's probably people eating their dinner. If I'd have given it CPR, it would have got messy. There was no coming back. Just work it out for yourself. It was dead instantly. I didn't hit it though. Member, welcome to Members Club, Damien, and reckon the Badger would be better at centre-half than Maguire, says James. I knew that was coming. You know, you're all welcome. We've got 40,000 watching and we're 5 minutes away from the start of the game. Remember, at half-time, we will be talking. We're live all the way through the game anyway. Second half, we'll put the player ratings out where you can mark each player out of 10, 6 being the average. Then we'll put it into the computer, aggregate it, and we'll be doing that in the match reaction. We've got the fan forum as well. Adam's at the game, Ricky's at the game, so they'll be giving us their reactions after from London town, which is where Brentford is. You might not know where Brentford is, actually, if you're not from the UK. Brentford is in London. It's hot. I think there's going to be drinks breaks. Man United are playing in lime green. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner to do that. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the channel. We are currently on... we're 100 away from 417,000. So let's see if we can quickly hit that before the start of the game. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. And if you want to click something because you've already subscribed, you could click the share button and share it on your Twitter and your Facebook and smash a like. So just click something or all of it. Do it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Are you feeling nervous? Says Wan. You know what? I wouldn't say I'm nervous. There's a great advantage here. Look at the colour of the kit. It matches the pitch. We're invisible. McTominay should be playing. He loves to be invisible. He actually has got an excuse. Oh, he'll be sat on the bench going, the one game I would have had an excuse to be invisible. And you've dropped me. But on a serious note, no, because they'll be looking along. They won't be looking at the grass. It might be hard for us watching the telly. They'll be all right. But I don't like this kit, by the way. I agree with Rio's opinion. I would have tried Martinez in the CDM role as I don't trust Fred or McTominay. Well, it's not Rio's opinion, is it, Karan? I mean, you lot have been talking about it for about 2 months. It's not amazing insight, is it? I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised if we had done that, but it's not rocket science. I mean, you could have put Varane in and put... I think Martinez would be a good CDM as well. I thought we might do it, to be fair. Everyone needs to chill this season. Stop complaining about Erik ten Hag's first season. It will be tough. He will clear the rubbish. Have patience, as ABC. Well, Man United, mate, we've got standards. We can't write seasons off. We can't just be patient and say write a season off. That's not how it works at this football club. You know, I think there has to be a level of patience, but you can't just go, oh, it's fine to lose to Brentford and lose to Brighton. You know, there are standards, and even Ten Hag said that himself. Yeah, subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let's see if we can get that final 100 in. Sensual Goat says, just give the Glazers a few more years and they will get it right. They are humble people who treat their pets well. Dandy, thanks for the love. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get ready to go. Manchester United are up and running here. We've not quite started, but we'll have to use the... Are we using the manual timer, Drawty? Because there was a problem with that at lunchtime, that people want to be synced in with me. Yeah, I think we'll just have to bin that one off because people hated it. Cool. I forgot to tell you about that, actually. It's my fault. Right. We should be starting. It's nearly 5:30. So thanks, everyone. Welcome to favourite time to watch Man United with all your community. Shout out Mark, says Mutterson. Yeah, we're part of the crew, the community. Why is he starting Maguire over Varane, says Brendan. I do think we should also be talking about Malacia. He's very, very unlucky not to be starting this game, in my humble opinion. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but yeah, I think I would have certainly started him. Mark, it's my mother's birthday and she's watching you. Can you call Margaret a Pratt, says Clinton. I'm not going to call Margaret a Pratt. I'm going to say happy birthday to Margaret. You know, because I've got manners. Respect your mother. Right. Let's get ready to go. Lime green. Dropping McTominay against these is madness, says Robert McCormack. Oh, he's not happy. Robert McCormack's not happy about McTominay being dropped. He must be the only person on the planet. How does it feel, Robert, to be the only person on Earth who thinks McTominay shouldn't have been dropped? Well, I think probably McTominay's family and McTominay as well. But there you go. Just about to start. So I fancy Rashford to score. I don't know whether I'm going to be right, but I do. Let's go. Why is Eric not wearing a full kit? If you know, you know, says Wan. And no. If you've taken a badger off the streets, you've done society a favour. Horrible creatures that attack sheep. As a Welshman, that's unacceptable, says Joshua Bowart. Okay, and we're off. There we go. Yeah, Ricky likes McTominay. Right, so let's see how we start this game, because Brentford are going to be up for this from the start. Nice little flick by Ronaldo. Goes out for a throw-in. It is a bit difficult for us to watch this game because the lime green against a sunny pitch is a great mix. So Eriksen is playing as a holding midfielder. Bruno's playing more advanced. Well, that's basically it, really. Eriksen's playing as the holding midfielder. That's the thing to be take note of. Eriksen apparently being booed. I mean, that's a bit of a shame. I'll tell you what, you've got to be a real cretin to boo Eriksen, haven't you? I mean, I know it's football, but good ball by no foul on Ronaldo. Good ball by Rashford into Ronaldo, and he was nearly in. You've got to be a cretin to boo Ronaldo. I can't imagine they've done that. But to boo Eriksen and Ronaldo, but that's a little bit different. But I mean, Eriksen, everyone likes Eriksen. The guy nearly died. You can't boo Eriksen. And to be honest with you, you can't boo him for leaving Brentford to go and play at United. Good possession from United at the start. Eriksen's gone for a longer ball. Well, this is good. This is a good start for United because if we can get control of the ball, it'll kill Brentford's atmosphere, which is what we want to do. We want to get control of the ball. Who's the best looking manager and why is it Arteta, says David? We can settle for bad seasons. We won't win the league, but if we want to back Ten Hag, we need a Champions League spot, says Butterpants. They're wearing the high-vis shirt because the team is under construction, says Pilo. And hi, Mark, there's this bully in school named you. Could you call him a prat, says Justin. Okay. Thanks for the super chat. God, it is hard to see that in certain angles, the kit is the same colour as the pitch. It's ridiculous. It's on FIFA, it is like FIFA. You'd restart. It's a kit clash, but it's a pitch clash. It's bloody ridiculous. You're better off watching it in black and white. Brand's on the bench, Jamie. I tell you what, it's really hard is that certain players look. I mean, thankfully, like Luke Shaw and Eriksen, I'm really struggling with because they've got like the same haircut. But you can't tell that because of the kit. Ronaldo shoots from distance, comfortable save by the keeper. Mateus, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, Luke Shaw and Eriksen are the two that I think I'm going to struggle with. David says you can't see the players. It's bloody hard. It is really. I mean, look at Rashford there. Like he's virtually invisible in the pitch, the kit part. And Luke Shaw, it's like a running head. It's like an episode of Harry Potter. Well, hopefully we'll get used to it. I don't like this kit. No, I like the white kit. I don't like this. As I said, McTominay's gutted because he could have been invisible and got away with it. Mark, it's disgusting that the Brentford fans are booing Eriksen. If they are, Mikhail, it is disgrace. This is a guy that has left Brentford on a free transfer. He wasn't under contract to go to Manchester United. And there's a high ball into the box. And corner. Now, this is where they're going to cause us problems, Brighton, because they've got Ben Mee, formerly of Burnley. They've got Tony, who's tall, and they are just chucking balls into the box. You reckon Clueless United research saw a spike in green and gold colours likes and thought, let's get green, says SK. Thanks for the super chat there. So early corner here. This is where we might be in trouble as well. De Gea's got, you know what? I'm a big fan of De Gea, but he's important today. We need De Gea to use those hands on crosses because you've got basically Maguire and Ronaldo, and that's it, who's good in the air. So we need De Gea really on these crosses today. Headed away, thank God. A wild shot, over goal kick. They're booing Eriksen because they're thick. Yeah, well, look, I don't care. I understand Brentford being annoyed that Eriksen chose Man United over Brentford. But to be honest with you, it's like picking Margot Robbie over a bloody cardboard cutout, isn't it? You know, this is the real thing, Man United. We might not be where we need to be, but I'm sorry, there's no choice between Man United and Brentford. And I'll guarantee you we offered more money as well. So you're always going to lose that battle. He was a free agent. He didn't put a transfer request in. And on top of that, it's a guy who nearly died on a football pitch, who's worked, you know, miracles to get back playing, and you're booing him because he doesn't play for you anymore. I hope it's just circus booing and not, you know, genuine booing, because it's bloody reflects badly on a club that everybody's really loving seeing in the Premier League. They deserve to stay up. But that's just bang out of order, booing someone like that. You know, football fans are better than that. Is Martinez our second best centre-back in your opinion, says Marcus? Well, I haven't seen enough of him yet. I'd argue it could be Eric Bailly. Hopefully they're able to see each other. Perhaps why McTominay isn't starting. We wouldn't have seen any of them anyway, says Arad. And Luke Shaw's got the ball here. Good tackle. Or was it? Oh, no, he's all right. I played against Martin Jensen's brother team today. We got battered 5-1, but it was the first league game. Says Matthias. Well done. Oh, they are booing him. I know. I can't open. I can open my ears as much as you want me to. I won't hear it because I have it on mute. I ain't listening to bloody Gary Neville. No, I don't listen to it because it's distracting. I have to read the chat, watch the game. If I'm listening to it as well, I never had the audio on a watch along. Thank you very much to Sally. Brilliant. Christopher Day. Big shout out to the mods in the chat, by the way. The Glazers killed the Badger just like they killed our club, says Sig. Well, it could have been a Glazer. I didn't see what happened. But Gary Neville's going to be loving this today. He'll be sat there with the sun on him going, sunshine, Gary. He's probably got his top off. So, not much going on in the first few minutes. Quite 50-50. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're all very welcome. Second half, we'll have the player ratings. That's interesting. I don't think I can mention it. It's just a player that we're going to get linked to tomorrow. We won't get them. Pardon? If I start telling you it is, 43,000 people are going to work out as well. Imagine that. I'll do a code that you will read. You'll figure out. I'll just WhatsApp you. Yeah, but you can't put it out there. Tony with the shot. Oh my Christ. Oh my, I can't believe it. He's just buried me. I've backed him. I've always backed him. And I can't back him on that. That is one of the worst goalkeeping errors I've seen. It's low at De Gea and it's gone in. It's gone through his hands. Oh, God. That is unbelievable. De Silva. I think the sun must have got... I can't believe it. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say. Dean Henderson's feasting tonight. There's nothing I can say. There's absolutely nothing I can say. That is unforgivable from David. It's a gift. An absolute gift. It's got to be the sun. It's got to be the sun. It's got to be the sun in his eyes. But he could have wore a cap. Oh, my God. Look, mistakes happen. I've seen Alisson do it. But hold on. Jaden. Bruno. Oh, fuck off, Bruno. He thinks he's playing rugby every week. Does he know that he's meant to hit the ball below the bar? That's 2 in a week. I'm going to go back to De Gea in a minute, but it's good play between Shaw and Sancho. Bruno, what the bloody hell is that? 2 in a week he's been on the edge of the box with no one on him, and he bangs it over the bloody bar. Yeah, going back to De Gea, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. I love it. I love De Gea, and I will always try and find a way to defend him, but I can't defend that. I can't defend that. It's just, yeah, it's a blooper. You know, you've seen it on the videos over the years. It's 100% blooper, and oh, it's devastating. It really is. Anthony says absolutely crap. I put my hands up. Look, you know, Bruno keeps holding circle too long. He does, Giuseppe. If you know, you know. Dimitri, thank you very much for the super chat. Yeah, Man United 1-0 down, and it's just a shot from De Silva along the ground, and De Gea goes down to get it, and it just slips through his hands. I don't know whether it was on target. I think it slips through his hands at an angle into the goal. I think it might have been going wide. Just what a joke. As many people have said, it's disgusting, really. It really is. But it's a shock. It's a shock. An absolute shock. Here it is again. Yeah, it was on target. You can't blame the sun. Bloody hell. We're not Jurgen Klopp. You can't blame the sun. Dear, oh dear me. Dear, oh dear. It wasn't going wide anyway. It was. At least the shot was going in, but yeah. At least we've got 72% possession. Poor old Eric. Poor old Eric. He'll be sat there going, like, when was the last time De Gea made a mistake like that, though? You can say, oh, he should have come for a cross or his distribution's not good, but he very rarely makes mistakes like that. Eric will be sat there going, I can't bloody believe it. Can't believe it, Steve. This kit's getting on my nerves as well. I can't get used to it. It's horrible. I tell you what, you know what? I wonder if it will impact on United as well. You know, I wonder if they can see each other. Brentford are playing well here. They're on the attack again into the box. Cross comes in. Ooh, I tell you what, it was a good cross. Give it a free kick to us. Side says it wasn't going wide. I've lost my live chat, so just bear with me a minute. Mark, second game and concessions, 10 minutes into the game, says David. That's Spain's De Gea, not United's De Gea. The Henderson army going to go full force in the next week, losing his clean sheet on this terms, says Daniel Luciano. Ronaldo flopping about, expecting free kicks, just gives possession away all the time. Doing that, we are a team of whingers, says Aram. It's not Norwich colours, it's lime green. Lime green on a lime green pitch. Oh, God. McTominay missed every time he don't play, says Robert. What's McTominay going to do, Robert? Come on. What annoyed me more than the mistake from De Gea, the way they got the ball, Ronnie just lying down asking for a free kick, played to the whistle. They're in again. And he's going to book Maguire. Yellow card. It's all going well at the moment. I tell you what, Maguire's really lucky here. What does he do? Plays Eriksen into trouble. He's really lucky that Martinez is quick back, because it would have been a red. He's really lucky Martinez is fast, because that could have been a red. What's going on here? I'm blaming the kit. No way they can see each other here. Well, this is a good free kick position, right on the edge of the box. Another half-time kit change. Yeah, maybe. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's only game 2 of the season. This comedy's going to go on for another 9 months. Watch my hair go greyer and greyer. It's already grey here and here. By Christmas, it's here. And by May, it'll all be gone. You've got a skinhead now, haven't you? Free kick, Brentford. Up and over, and it's over. Take a breath. It was not a red card on Maguire. It would have been a red if Martinez hadn't been beside him. But the trouble is, you know, when it comes to De Gea, there's no... I mean, maybe De Gea's dropped off because we haven't got Henderson anymore. You know, last season, Henderson was meant to start the season. It's going to be 2. Oh, no! You're having a laugh! What are we doing? What are we doing? This is a bloody joke. Somebody start the real match. Lime green. Bloody joke. What are we doing? The 17 minutes. Oh, my God. Ten Hag I think it's De Gea's fault again. I do. It's a bloody nightmare for me. I can't believe it. What are we doing here? De Gea, that's a terrible ball into Eriksen. Well, Eriksen's lost the ball twice as well, to be fair. What are we doing? I mean, to be honest, Eriksen's got to take some blame as well. It's a hospital pass by De Gea, but that's twice Eriksen's done that as well. This Eriksen thing is not working. Not working at all. 2-0. Absolute farce. Twice in a row. This is a joke. We're in trouble here now. Like I've just realised. We're in trouble. We're 2-0 down after 20 minutes. I tell you, that Eriksen number 6 thing is a farce. He's asked for the ball twice. And, oh, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know. I don't know. We're passing out from the back with Maguire and Eriksen as a 6 and De Gea in goal. Luke Shaw took the goal kick. What was that all about? Why was Luke Shaw taking the goal kick, or was it Martinez? Why did a defender take the goal kick to pass it to De Gea? What was that all about? What are we doing? I used to do this when I was coaching a few years ago. The goalkeeper was rubbish at goal kicks, so we used to get the centre back to blast it and then sprint it so that everyone was offside. Why have we got a defender taking the goal kick to pass it to De Gea? And then De Gea doesn't move his legs. Oh, I just don't know. I don't know what we were trying to do there. Have we been training this week, or have we been to bloody Alton Towers in the sun? What's going on? I want to see that goal again. Show me it again. Ooh, why? What? How much have you got? Why is he passing it out like that? Well, it was the ball into Eriksen by Maguire. Eriksen lost it. Maguire got a yellow. It's a ball in from De Gea into Eriksen. Eriksen lost it. They've conceded a goal. So the number 6 thing's not working. Goalkeeper's having a bloody nightmare. Centre-backs aren't doing much better. Rashford and Sancho haven't even seen him yet. Bruno, I mean, let's just, I mean, it's just a shambles, isn't it? There's the different shades of crap going on here. There's very crap, De Gea, Maguire, and Eriksen, and then there's just, you know, average crap, everybody else. Fucking hell. That kit's a joke as well. It's really annoying me. The only time this kit would be good is if it was snowing and the pitch was white. It's a horrible kit. I'm going to take it out on the kit. 2-0 down to Brentford, and we've not even had a water break. They're going to get bollocked on a water break, aren't they? Let's be honest. Oh, I feel sorry for Ten Hag. They're going to be coming for him. Oh, the press are going to be on about Poch. Poch is sat somewhere smiling. That's what he's doing. And Dean Henderson and Pogba. They're all having a party. They're all on a Zoom call. Pressure's in the final third. 5 from Brentford, none from Man United. Don't know what that is. Dave can't pass out. Maguire can't pass out from the back either. Eriksen isn't a CDM. That's the problem, the mystery man. 100%. It's the lime green kits, Marcus, as the Royal Mail X. The kits are terrible, but we're creating nothing, though, are we? We're having. We'll see when the stat goes round again. But I bet we've had loads of the ball. We've done nothing with it. What's that? What is that? Tell me who put that cross in then. Sancho, bloody terrible. We need a CDM, says H. Mate, we need a lot more than that. Ranić was right. We need 10 players. Rashford and Sancho give us nothing, says Joseph. It's, a lot of angry people in the chat. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Player ratings in the second half. 67% possession. Woohoo! Rashford, Maguire, Bruno should not have started, says Darren. Well, we're all geniuses in hindsight, aren't we? Our players are like school kids who see something being done on TV and try to imitate it, but have no clue how to execute it, says Samoth. It's lime green diarrhea. Crap is what it is. Glazers out, Maguire out. Enough of this guy starting. He's a bad seed, says Brian. Why is Eriksen playing deeper than Fred when we need creativity going forward? It's a joke, says Luke. And having to use Eriksen in the Frankie de Jong role, the board throwing points away, not backing the manager again, says Joshua Bowwater. This is bollocks. This loss makes it 8 in a row. Shot needs to change, says Killer. And this back four can't play from the back. Add to that, there's no CDM and it's a recipe for disaster, says Ami. Here's Delo. Well, it's a shot on goal. It's never going in. We're doing the sideways shuffle, Mark, says Louis. And I realise the irony, but goalkeeper is a pressure trap, says Jacob. And when I was a kid in school, I remember Arsenal and Liverpool fans singing Man United short-sighted. They were glasses on their ass. Kind of true these days, says Meme a Day. Wake me up. I can't believe this. I really can't believe. I mean, fair play. You know what? Amongst all this, fair play to Brentford, by the way. I think we spend so long in shock moaning about how crap United are. But as I said last week, Brighton played really, really well. And again, Brentford have played very, very well. Drinks break for United. Keep your eyes on the screen here. He's not said anything yet to Erik Ten Hag. Let's have a look. Having a whole season of this to look forward to. Mark, when are you going to get your degree in psychology? We're going to need it, says Tim. So that's the goal. It's a complete and utter fuck up by De Gea, the first one. I don't think it was a foul on Ronaldo either. Mark, are they trying to kick out Erik Ten Hag in August the 22nd, says Harish. But I want to watch this again, the second goal. Yeah, Martinez passes it today. I don't know what... I don't get that. I think Martinez has to take responsibility as well. Why take the goal kick and then pass it to a goalkeeper centrally? Go to your fullbacks. Neither were marked. I don't get what we were doing on that goal kick at all. Martinez shouldn't be taking the goal kick and passing it to De Gea. De Gea shouldn't be playing a hospital pass to Eriksen. And Eriksen shouldn't be losing the ball. Please do this man a favour and let Ten Hag go back to Ajax, says Eagles Hair. Mark, I'm no football genius, but could it be that we needed to first stabilise the back line to not concede before trying to play a high line? Says Eden. More of this, and I won't be able to show my face at work. Says Josh. Whatever agreement we had with Frankie de Jong is fast evaporating with every passing game. Says Julian Lee. Yeah, I can't. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're Frankie de Jong, why would you come to Man United when we're probably out of the race for Champions League next season already? You know, logically, he's going to be in the Europa League for 2 years if he comes to United. That's a great point. I think we probably had a chance of getting de Jong, but our start to the season is very obvious that we're not going to be in the Champions League next year. So he probably will not come for that reason as well. So the delay will probably bite us in the arse there. It's not Ten Hag wanting to play out from the back. It's the crap that tried to execute it, says Andreas. And also, if kit is in tribute to the stewards since United are doing nothing either, says Pizza. How can you say you can't believe what you're watching, says Beats? They are better side than United. If you thought you were going to win today, you're flat out deluded, says Beats. No. I'm a Manchester United fan, mate, and I chose to believe that Manchester United, with all the players that we've got and the size of this football club, that we could go to Brentford and win. Where's Sam? This is Maddie with him. Apparently, we're bottom of the league now on goal difference. Brentford look very comfortable. That's another free kick as well. Fucking hell. Once again, we bring in the wrong manager. Wouldn't surprise me if we get relegated, says Matthew. What's your predictions for Man United this season, says Declan. What a surprise. We don't have a CDM to bring out the ball. What a surprise. Let's concentrate on this team time on failed board and glazers, says Savish. Every game, Ranić looks more and more like a genius, says Sam. Everything is screwed up from the back line. Can't defend. Can't even get the ball out, says Chris. Well, Ronaldo's in the graveyard shift. Yeah, Ronaldo is in an absolute graveyard shift. I'll say again, how could anybody blame Ronaldo for wanting to leave? He sees it in training all the time. All the time. You know, he knew this was coming. Mark McTominay must be thinking it's all because he was dropped. Unfortunately, you were right. This will get a lot worse before it gets better, says IQ. Don't get booked, Delo. I've got you in my fancy Premier League, although actually do get booked. You probably score more points getting sent off now. We are pathetic, says JB. But you know what, as well, there's a valid point to be made there. If you're a United fan that's going ranting and raving, you're faking. Like, I realised this about February last year. I couldn't rant and rave anymore, because if you're ranting and raving, you're faking. Because this is, you know, when you used to rant and rave, it's because you had an expectation of something else. I don't. Like, we are shit. Like, we are really bad. You hope we're going to get a result, but we're really bad. 3-0. No, it's not. Headed away. Highest paid keeper in Europe, worst captain in the Premier League, and a holding midfielder signed on a free, says the mystery man. Here's £5 towards a new table. You're going to need it, says Reese. And these pre-season working hard pictures working out once again. I mean, I said this last week, E-Fiend. You're very well. You're very, very, very wise. That's probably a penalty by Maguire as well. Won't get given. Mark, a pundit was saying, what does Man United do after Ten Hag if it fails? Honestly, don't know. Eric Ten Hag is my last hope of being a football club again, says DJ. Told you, Mark. Ollie vibes, says SD. 0 points from the first 9. I thought 10th, thinking relegation battle now, says Bradley. Well, we're not going to get relegated. Water break for the players, vodka break for me, says Ryan. And it's so annoying how we run to... oh, my fucking God. I just stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop the game. Go back to Manchester and get back on the training ground. It's 3-0. They're averaging a goal every 10 minutes. Half an hour, 3-0, another cross. It's a disaster. It's a pure and simple disaster. I'm trying to control this because I just don't want to have a heart attack. It's just ridiculous. It's a cross into the box to the back post, headed to the other post. And Martinez just gets, is it Martinez on the back? Oh my God. Everyone who was talking about heights, they're going to destroy him. They're going to destroy him. It's Martinez on the back post against Burnley's me. Ben me. And he says me. And he beats him in the air. Oh, you know what? It's basically everything I believed in being buried. De Gea. Martinez's height won't matter. Yeah. Bloody hell. This is shambolic. This is now heading to be worse than anything Ollie did. It's 1 a.m. for me in China right now. Go to bed, the lonely bean. I'm telling you now, it can only get worse. Where the hell is Donny and Varane? Says the chosen one. Ronaldo's furious. Mark, who are we going to get linked to tomorrow? Says Gorav. I mean, fuck off with Rabiot as well. Fucking Rabiot. I'm going to lose it now. Fucking Rabiot that nobody else wants. Bids for Arnautovic. What a shit show this club is. Yeah, you've sparked it now. You've bloody done it, haven't you? Bloody Rabiot. That's what Murta was doing on Friday, flying to bloody Turin. He's still negotiating a week later. Oh, we're silently confident we're going to get Rabiot. Most of the fan base is hoping he doesn't come. Bloody Rabiot. Oh, great. Klopp's going to shit himself. He's begging us not to sign Rabiot ahead of that Liverpool game. Bloody Rabiot. Oh, this club, it's acting like a relegation club. It's pure sabotage at this stage. How are we 3-0 down to bloody Brentford? Respect to Brentford. Give bloody Brentford some respect. But 3-0 down. 3-0 down to Brentford. Trying to buy Rabiot. Oh, bloody, I just can't hold it in. And as for that twat at the back, no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. You're having the start we had, says ABT. I keep saying both Timber and Martinez are too short, says Dion. I think people from other clubs were right. I'm afraid he's too small. He doesn't even compete. Put him as CDM. He cannot play as a centre-back. You know what, Sean? I'll put my hands up on that one. I really didn't think the height thing was going to be a problem. I watched Cannavaro for most of his career, and it never was a problem, and they're the same height. But that goal is, if he's 6 foot, that's not a goal. Like, he gets bullied there. That is a height issue. And ultimately, I didn't think that was going to be an issue. I didn't. Puyol was 5'10". Cannavaro was 5'10", but he got bullied there. So that goal is because of that. We've spent £55 million on a centre-back who's not going to be very good in the air. We've got a captain for £80 million who couldn't lead a bloody dog. And I just don't know why. You can talk about why Maguire starts. Why is he the fucking captain? How many batterings has he captained us to? Like, he's been relegated how many times? And he's been I guarantee you now, here's a record for Harry Maguire as captain. How many times have we been beaten by more than 3 goals? He must hold the record. Like, this could be 4. Oh, no! Oh, no! You're having a laugh! It's 4-0 after 34 minutes! Don't do this! You can't do this! 4-0 after 34 minutes! What is going on? It's a fucking joke! It's an absolute disgrace. Don't talk to me about the bloody Glazers. These players are a joke. Luke Shaw, what are you doing? Oh my God. They don't deserve to wear the shirt. We said it last year. Why are you picking these pricks? Why are you picking them? Luke Shaw's just been... Oh my God, he shouldn't have started the game. That is on the coaches. I'm sorry, he shouldn't have started the game. It's a 1v1 foot race. And he's been beaten like he's had 10 pints last night and he's playing Sunday morning football. That's fucking awful. Absolutely awful. Why is he playing? Why have we bought a left back and picked him for the last 2 games? 4-0. 35 minutes and it's 4-0. This is a disgrace. I'm sorry. What is going on at this football club now? What's going on? This is the rebuild. You're picking the same shit. Why is Maguire still captain? Why is Luke Shaw starting over a new left back? Why is Varane, a 4-time Champions League winner, sat on the bench? Why is Donny van der Beek, a player you made, sat on the bench and you're still picking fucking Bruno? I just don't get what's going on. I'm sorry, Eric Ten Hag, what are you doing? All you needed to do was come in, listen to Rangnick and sort it out. What's he done? Ignored it. I'm just absolutely, he's going to get the sack. I don't want him to get the sack. He's going to get the sack. You can't get beat 4-0 by Brentford. What are Liverpool going to do? The team is shit. And I tell you what, the worst thing is, this United team, when it's heads down, oh my God, it'll be 7 or 8. Fucking hell. I'm not joking. Like, I'm really not joking. Why is he the captain of this team? He has got to be... Why is he captain of this team? I just don't believe it. Stunned. Absolutely stunned. It's an embarrassment. It's just pure embarrassment. And there's not one thing you can say positive about a United player. I tell you what, I knew the transfer window was crap and everybody did. I feel so sorry for Eric Ten Hag. I really, really do. But mate, you should have listened to Rangnick. You should have watched the DVD. Maguire's no captain. He shouldn't even start. Luke Shaw should not have started this game. Bruno Fernandes should not have started this game. I know he's got nothing up front. I can't blame him about Rashford, Sancho. There's nothing. There's nothing you can do about that. Absolutely nothing. But a big sign's gone up. Time to go. Glazer's out. But it's not just that. It's the players as well. Players as well. Absolute disgrace. He sat in a press conference at the start of June and of July and said, Maguire's my captain and he's a starter. Sorry, mate. You're absolutely wrong. You're so wrong. He is absolute deadwood in that team. Luke Shaw, God knows what's happened to him. He's just cost us a goal as well. He cost us a goal last week. You can't keep doing it. You got to. They should. The worst thing they did was sack Rangnick. He said 10 players, open heart surgery, and he knew it, and we knew it, and they didn't. They went for a manager. They went for a coach. You cannot polish a turd. I know it's now gone around the fan base, but you can't polish a turd. You just cannot polish a turd. Their plan this summer is absolute joke. You may as well got Del Boy and Rodney in as CEO. It's a joke. Just watch my team Bournemouth lose 4-0. This is great, says Daniel. We are horrible. This is getting embarrassing, says Big Nish. Getting embarrassing, Big Nish, mate. We're already there. Hi, Mark. Glazers need to realise it's hurting the fans as well as the players. They need to go, says Reflex. We need to lose to Liverpool next week because the game will be called off by Glazers out at this rate, says Hat. Mark, this is what happens when the club doesn't get players in, says Andy and Bruno. The question is, why is the Ballon d'Or man with the most nominations still here? How did they get worse, says Tracy. These Prats must have it in their contracts, Mark. I cannot believe how these guys are still starting games, says Mike. Ten Hag accuses we out in full force, knowing full well he inherited a squad. Look, Ten Hag's made mistakes, William and everybody. Ten Hag's made mistakes today. He has. It's not completely without blame. But this is shoddy. It's not shoddy. It's shit. It's terrible. I mean, it's absolutely terrible. I can't put my finger on it because it doesn't make sense. Yes, we want the Glazers out. Yes, we know some of these players are crap. But 4-0 against Brentford. Brentford aren't even a team that beats teams 4-0. They're not that sort of team. They don't do that. They're not a Man City or anything like that. They don't beat teams 4-0. This is just pure sabotage. It's players not trying. It's as simple as that. David says, surely the Glazers will sell. This is just sad to watch, says Valiant. Ronaldo just stepped over Rashford to get water rather than walking round him. Zero chemistry, says Will. Get rid of all of them and play the kids, says Thomas. That'd be a stupid idea, Thomas. I know what you mean, though, but it wouldn't be good. If you're losing 4-0 to Brentford in the first half, then just wait against Chelsea, says Josh. And the team has gone in the bin. There is no point ranting. This was coming to the end. Man United, says Mohammed. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, player ratings in the second half. I've got to go on bloody Talk Sport at 8 o'clock and do a call-in. Great. That's going to work. That's going to be brilliant, that is. I can't wait for that. That's going to be so good. Can't wait. Bloody tossers. Absolute tossers. I mean, you know what, though? The great thing is we go live when the team news comes in an hour before the game. And some people say, oh, it's a bit negative or whatever. But we have conversations about the team and whether people deserve to start and who should be starting. What was said? Luke Shaw, and I like Luke Shaw. I don't like him at the moment. I think he's absolutely crap. But I have stuck up for Luke Shaw in the past, and I do think there's a player there. Absolutely diabolical against Brighton. This is Brentford. He should have been dropped. We've spent money on Malacia, who was good in pre-season. He should have been dropped. He plays him, and he costs us a goal or two again. Maguire should not be playing ahead of Varane or Martinez. Varane should be playing ahead of both of those players. Sat on the bench, 300 grand a week, 4-time Champions League winner, one of the best centre-backs in the world over the last 5 years, dropped for Maguire and Martinez. Bruno, been shite since about middle of March, plays again. Now, the bench ain't that great. There's not loads of options, but Malacia, Varane and Donny could have started this game. Just paid a £40 taxi home to change my top. Can't be seen in it after that performance, says Josiah. Hi, Mark, there. Looking ahead, what do you think is for next for this team, says Ian? Well, we're going to get battered by Liverpool, basically. Butterpants says, good luck on TalkSport. It's going to be a bloodbath. I know. It's fucking great. Rary, welcome to Members Club. Thank you. And the annoying thing is McTominay will come on. Shaw will stay on. Maguire will stay there. And Ronaldo will come up, says Barry. Worst part, new players will be afraid to join now as well, says Dean. Feels like last season never ended, says Jack. Who just shot from there? Tell me the twat who did that. Yeah, Bruno again. 35 yards out over the bar. Fuck off. Oh, they're a shambles. They're an absolute shambles. I can't. But the thing is, though, even this didn't happen under Rangnick or Ollie. Like, how have we taken a step back in the manager's second? I mean, look at Ten Hag. Second game in charge, he's getting battered by Brentford. Do you think we'll bring any more players in, says Jamie? I literally just tweeted there, Jamie. Like, why would Frankie de Jong sign for Manchester United? He may be desperate, but he ain't stupid. Why would you come to Manchester United? Like, Ten Hag out. It's not the players. These players are beyond repair. They all need to leave, every single one of them, including De Gea, says Whale. This is not Eric Ten Hag's fault. This is down to the players and the board. We're playing the same crap as last season, expecting him to work miracles, says Ian Carlton. I mean, but that was part of the plan. A lot of people saw that for what it was. Man United, their plan was to basically get a good coach in to coach these players better. But what they didn't realise is Rangnick wasn't a bad coach. The players just couldn't do it. You can't polish a turd. These players can't do it. Pep Guardiola could not get these players playing well. They're rubbish. They're just rubbish players. Simple as that. We're into stoppage time anyway. United now look and play like a team of goalies, says Jazz. And you know what's wrong, Mark? Attitude reflects leadership. Maguire has to go. They play terrible every time he starts, says Brian. I'd love somebody to do it. Like, I'd love all 100,000 people of you to do it. Bit of homework, right? Go out and count the times United have been smashed in the last 12 months with Maguire as captain. I can think of a few. I can think of Leicester, Liverpool, Watford. Who else smashed us at the end of last season? Brighton. Pretty sure he played all those games. Brentford. So he's been smashed 5 times in the last 12 months as captain of this club. I don't think Keane had that happen in his whole career. Actually, your captain's important. He's shit. Forget it. Empty Old Trafford, says Davor. Mark, I woke up optimistic and I'm heartbroken, says Coach. Can't teach old dog new tricks, says Dave. Ten Hag would give anything to go back to Ajax right now, says Daryl. Ronaldo goes down again. And the funny thing is, people complained about Ronaldo wanting to leave. Ben Foster's just messaged me. Ah, dear me. So he just said, what the hell? Which is basically my WhatsApp's full of the same old stuff. But I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that dressing room at half time. I think it will kick off. Ten Hag would give anything to go back to Ajax, said Daryl. Mark, to call the club a joke isn't inaccurate. A joke is funny. This garbage we're watching is just straight up depressing, says Akil. It's so sad. You see something we are passionate about be used as a quick paycheck. That's what Man United is for the Glazers and the players, says Nandit. Blink, welcome to the Members Club. Maguire, Rashford, Shaw, Fred and Bruno need dropping from the team. They're a major part of the problem. I mean, Fred's been shit, Reese. You know, there's a lot of people who stick up for Fred. Fucking useless. He irritates the shit out of me, like 4 or 5 of those players. Just runs around with a smile on his face, thinking he's good enough to play United. Blocks me on fucking Twitter because I said he's crap. Oh, you've got the right mentality there, mate. Oh, I don't take any notice of social media. Well, why have you and McTominay got me blocked then? Because you clearly read something that we've said, because you're shit. Would love Ten Hag to quit and just say the club is a joke, says Carl. This is the result of years of neglect on the footballing side, says MA. I bet he'll bring McTominay on at half-time, says BRZI. That left-hand side has got to be the worst in the league. Varane, Malacia and Garnacho all on at half-time, says Sean Turn. We can make 5 subs. They've got a corner here, Brentford. It could be 5. The team board, Glazers don't care. Nothing will change, says TG. Maguire has to have a 90% game time. Captaincy clause. Won't see a change until that happens, says Axel. Corner comes in. No one's marking anybody again. And that's half time. Drub, thanks for the super chat. Some of these players that hung up their tools are doing it again. They should be sold, says Darren. Worked my butt off all week. Stay up till 2:30 just to see this team make Brentford look decent, says Prad. And Eric Ten Hag said the players are good and he's satisfied to work them if nobody comes in, says United Blood. We're at half time, everybody. And Ranić had to adjust his style because the players couldn't do it, says Justin. And even Carrick's temporary runners manager was better than this, says Arad. These players are about as useful as a solar-powered torch on the dark side of the moon, says Phil. Well, look, there's a few things I want to talk about. We'll probably pin the stats screen in a minute, but I just want to say this. None of it makes sense. You know, I can scream and shout and let it all out, and I'm sure many of you are doing that. But, you know, sometimes that's just noise. Like, let's try and just take the upper hand for a minute and bit of clarity. None of that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. You know why it doesn't make sense? Because we apparently pounded these players in training in pre-season. These players have never worked so hard. Sancho said it this morning. Oh, it's intense. Training's really intense. Well, he may as well have took you on bloody summer holidays to Butlins or you know, Alton Towers free pass or something, because they've learned nothing in both games. Nothing. Pre-season, I saw patterns. I saw high pressure. I saw chances. Brighton and Brentford, I've seen nothing. I don't think Rangnick played any different to Ollie, and I don't think Ten Hag plays any different to Rangnick or Ollie. And you know what that means? Ollie's a shit coach. Rangnick's a good coach. Ten Hag's a good coach. It's the players. You cannot polish a turd. You can't get these players to play good football. They're no different to Ollie or Rangnick under a coach that spent 6 weeks drilling them, working them, telling them what to do, and then they go and put that in. They can't be taught. They just cannot be taught. And everybody needs to wake up to this, because Rangnick got loads of stick from the press, but Rangnick never had a day to train them. He came into the team. Palace was the first game, and then it was a game every other bloody week, every week. He couldn't train the players. I think there was a COVID break, but he couldn't train the players because they all had COVID. So Rangnick never had time to train these players. He assessed the squad. He said what the problem was. You need to sell 10 of them and you need to buy 10 of them. Sacked. John Murtagh brought Rangnick in with an arm round the shoulder, and 4 months later stabbed him in the back and kicked him out the club. And then Murtagh decided he was going to be the one who rebuilt United, and he's presided over the summer. But from a coaching point of view, that could have been Ollie in charge. These players are not disciplined, they're not professional, and they're not intelligent. Ten Hag has spent 6 weeks working with these players, and there was glimpses in pre-season of what we can do. Brentford and Brighton, when the pressure's on, nothing. I can't see the patterns. I can't see the chances. I can't even see the high line. So everything's disappeared. Everything Ten Hag is and everything Ten Hag has shown them, they've completely discarded. There is nothing that they have learnt over 6 weeks, because they are not good enough. From top to bottom, they're not good enough. The only player in that team that I would say is good enough is Ronaldo, and he's in a graveyard shift. They're just not good enough. They're not. And Ten Hag's screwed. I mean, Rabiot, forget about it. Arnautovic, forget about it. We're scraping the barrel. De Jong's probably not going to come now. Why would he? This is going to be horrific this season. That dressing room will be literally falling apart as we talk. But you know, there is no clear pattern of what we are. I just want to say as well, respect to Brentford. This is a Man United channel and we've got every right to be talking about United, but respect to Brentford. I don't think they've even broken sweat in a heat wave and they're 4-0 up. They've done their job. They know their job. And I said this before the game, a team will beat a team of better individuals. And that's all we've got. On paper, we've got a better team than them, but it's individualism. Brentford are a team, Brighton are a team, and I don't think there's a team in the Premier League that wouldn't beat us at the moment. Fulham would beat us. I saw Fulham against Liverpool last week. Fulham would beat us. Bournemouth would probably beat us. Forest would probably beat us. Southampton would probably beat us. There's no team that wouldn't beat us at the moment. If you're 4-0 down to Brentford at half time, there's no team that's not going to beat you. So this is rock bottom. And the scary thing is, I said in January, this can get worse. And people thought, no, it can't get worse. It can. And even from this point today, this can get worse. So nothing is impossible with this team. It's an absolute shambles. And you've got to look at why. And the reason why for me, and I'll just say as well, half-time, Maguire off for Varane. Malacia on for Shaw. Bruno off for Donny. Those 3 subs have got to happen. If they don't happen at 4-0 down and you're losing your second game in a row, if he can't make those changes now, he's not the right man. And I like Ten Hag and I want him to be successful, but he has to make those changes. You've got to change your captain, you've got to change your left back, and you've got to get Bruno off, because Bruno is literally pressing circle too hard every time he shoots. If you know FIFA. He's shit. He's absolute shit. I don't know what's happened to Bruno. One of my favourite players we've had at United in years has just become a Poundland Tom Cleverley. I don't know what is wrong with him. He's a disgrace to the shirt. Maguire is quite simply the worst captain I think I've ever seen in the Premier League. Not at Man United. As I was saying just before, in the last 12 months, we've been smashed by Leicester, smashed by Liverpool, smashed by Watford, smashed by Brighton, and now smashed by Brentford. And he's been the captain every time. I'm sorry, that says a hell of a lot about you as a captain. You are the captain. You're not just a centre-back. You are the captain. That is who you are. And, he needs to be taken out completely. He's just not good enough. Neither's Shaw, neither's Bruno. Those three have got to come off at half-time without a shadow of a doubt. But I think that it's why has this happened is the big thing. And it's actually a very simple answer why this has happened. This has happened because the club has allowed it to happen. They brought a manager in and said, get more out of what you got. This is the end for Glazers, says Nick. But you know what? I agree that, look, even if we were winning 5-0, it should be the end of the Glazers. Even if we were winning the league, it should be the end of the Glazers. It's very easy to say it's the end of the Glazers because we're losing. And I get that. And I hope it is. But more importantly, the Glazers aren't playing. If a new owner comes in, they've got to come in and get rid of these players. They've got to get rid of the CEO. They've got to get rid of the director of football. They've got to revolutionise the board, the coaching, the whole club from top to bottom. A new owner needs to rip it all out and start again. No jobs for the boys. I don't care whether Darren Fletcher used to play for the club. Get rid of him. Get rid of Murta. Get rid of Arnold. Get rid of the board. Get rid of the coaches. Start it all again. Clear the team out. Basically, by association, you've all been in. It's like COVID, isn't it? You know, if you've all been in the same room, you've probably got it. Get out. Like, that's what United need to do. Cleanse the whole club from top to bottom and start again. And I hoped that's what Ten Hag was going to do. But he hasn't done that. And I don't know why he hasn't done that. Now, the rumours were in the interview that in his interview, the whole big thing, the reason why United loved Ten Hag is because he was like all on board with, I'll get more out of these players. But Rangnick couldn't do it. And everyone thought that was because Rangnick was a bad coach. Rangnick suddenly looks a better coach than Ten Hag, you know, but it's not, he's not. You can't teach, you can't polish a turd. That's the problem. And the summer transfer window has been a disgrace. I mean, if you think about the Frenkie de Jong deal, there's still talk that de Jong might come to Man United. If he's watched this game tonight, he's got to say no, because it's not going to be 1 year in the Europa League. It's going to be 3. And then I'm going to be nearly 30. I can't come to Man United. These players have thrown Erik Ten Hag's plan out and reverted to type, says Pauline. My advice to all United fans, if you want to enjoy this season, place bets against us, says Abby. Would rather get relegated to the Championship than carry on like this. Maguire, Shaw, Rashford, Bruno would then jump ship. Would rather see you, says Blink. Cabs, thank you very much for the super chat. CCW says, next we will read that Ronaldo was mean to all his teammates and hurt their feelings, says CC. Young, thank you very much for the super chat. And also time to get the Glazers sacked. A lot of them, no fans next week, says Benny. Worst thing is that this is the second game of the season and we've lost hope, says Akash. Stay calm, Mark. Just consider this is a wind that just blows through your window, says Social. Of course, Ericsson and Martinez are getting all the blame. What a joke, says Toby. And the social media experiment, get Poch, pick players in right positions, listen to the experts and not the fans, get Varane and McTominay in the team, says Robert McCormack. Mate, I like you, Robert. McTominay is pure diarrhea. There's nothing I've seen from that guy ever that makes me think he's even a championship player. I agree with you on Varane. I also want to know who the experts are we're meant to listen to, because United have got no experts in the club. So, you know, I think that's flawed a bit. For everyone saying Erik Ten Hag out, you should know that it's not the manager, it's definitely the players, says Casper. This is the way it is. We need fans flooding the streets, stopping games, says Joe Palmer. Glazers out, says Zach. Mr. Class, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. We still don't have a United scorer after 1.5 league games, says Channel E. If Maguire isn't subbed off and stripped of the captaincy from here on out, I will be Ten Hag out, says Andreas. Welcome to the Members Club, Abdul. Mr. James and the Griddle, welcome to the Members Club. Jack says Liverpool's going to be a slaughter. Club is a mess from top to bottom, says Jack. And Sam says, if Ten Hag doesn't make 4 changes at half-time, I question his leadership and control of the team, says Sam. Well, the game's gone. The game is over. Like, you're not coming back from 4-0. Only Arsenal lost a 4-0. And they weren't the home team. They were away at Newcastle. The game is over. We're not winning the game. So make the subs and start playing for Liverpool. That's what you need to do. Try and build something for Liverpool. Make the subs. Liverpool's going to be a slaughter. I've done that from Jack. If Ten Hag doesn't make, you've done that. Wan says, at this rate, Eriksen's going to have another heart attack. And that's not very funny though, is it, Wan? We need a revolution from up top to bottom. I live abroad. Fans are laughing at us. Time for us to act, says Fewhets. For 4 years, can't break a low block, can't get the ball out the back, says David. De Gea is escaping with all his mistakes, says Anarid. I don't think he is. I'm again CTCV in changing rooms. Bye. I'd love to see what's going on, says Luke. I don't think Luke means it in that way. He doesn't want to see them with the tops off. I think he wants to see what's going on in the dressing room. Do you think Man United are in the same situation as Barcelona, says Alexi? No. We should have got Conte. We should, HR1. Ten Hag has learned his players are not good enough the hard way, says Bobby. 21 years of age and I've given up, says Ryan. 3-0, I was tempted to turn the TV off. Welcome to Members Club Blue Horse Show. Can't play 10 ball with Maguire. Can't play a high line. Did it once this game and got rinsed on the break. Fred Delow, sure, do nothing. Our spine is rubbish, says Manchild. 4 changes needed. Anyone for Delow, Varane for Maguire, someone for Fred, Garnacho for Rashford, says Guerra. Is Eriksen right choice for pivot? No, that's been an absolute disaster, Akash. I like Eriksen, but that is an absolute disaster. It's arguable we might have been better with McTominay, which I never thought I'd say those words. McTominay is crap, but he might have been better than Eriksen. Eriksen's been an absolute disaster as a holding player. That is and you know what? I know the people in the media. I know how they work. They're going to destroy Ten Hag for that. They'll do him for that. That will be the thing they home in on. They're going to say, this is why Eredivisie managers are a risk, because it completely misunderstands the Premier League to play Eriksen as a holding 6. And to be honest, it's probably a fair point. He's got that completely wrong. We need someone to get hold of some of these players and kick it out of them until they start performing, says Chicken. Drub says, Mark, we are bad, but do you think we are that bad to go 4-0 down against Brentford? It's against the players throwing the manager under the bus. Look, Drub, a lot of people are going in on the Glazers. Fantastic. But the players are a disgrace. Like, yeah, fine. Let's talk about the Glazers. I want the Glazers out. But that is a disgrace. And as I said, Harry Maguire has captained this team in the last 12 months to 6 thrashings. 6 absolute thrashings by high score lines. Why is he still the captain? Sean, thank you. Welcome to Members Club. Shame to the jokers who said Rangnick was a terrible coach. You know what, as well? Shame to the fans who said Ronaldo's a disgrace for wanting to leave. I mean, he knew this was happening. He knew this was coming. He knows more than us. He trains with these players. He knows the personality. He's been training with them for 12 months. He knew this was coming. He knew when there was no signings that he was going back to work with the same players. He knew this was going to happen. He'd seen it happen last year. He's been in the game at the top level, winning Ballon d'Ors, Champions Leagues, the lot. He knew and has played with some of the best managers in the game. And he knew in his mind, there is no manager in the world that is getting these players to play well. And that's why he wanted to go. If we'd assigned 4 or 5 players in June that were decent, I think he would have been happy to stay. Ronaldo knew what was coming. He was right. We've been beaten by Brighton deservedly, and we're getting smashed by Brentford deservedly. Tell me Ronaldo was wrong for handing in a transfer request, if he did. But he knew what was coming. Why should he, after the career he's had, have 2 years like this at Man United? I think he's absolutely correct. I think McTominay's on at half-time. No matter who our manager is, without the backing of the board with signings, nothing's going to change, says Young. Do you think this will be a wake-up call and force the Glazers to actually start buying players, says Iniesta? Mark, what do you think the chances of us finishing bottom are? Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Second half, we're going to do play ratings. We've got a match reaction. I'm also live on TalkSport at 8 o'clock with a call-in, so tune in for that. Varane is coming on. Malacia is coming on. And I think McTominay's already on. Fucking McTominay. For fuck's sake. Why? And he keeps Maguire on. Oh, for fuck's sake. And keeps Bruno on as well. You know what? There's something going on. It's just odd. It's odd. I mean, I agree with Varane coming on. I agree with Malacia coming on. I don't agree with McTominay coming on. Yeah, look, you know, it doesn't really matter what to say. I can't defend Ten Hag today anyway. He's made some stupid decisions, but fucking hell. McTominay on. What's Donny van de Beek done then? What's James Garner done? Like, what? Why do you drop a shithouse last week and then bring him back on? How bad must Donny van der Beek and James Garner be? That's my point. How bad must Donny van der Beek and James Garner be for McTominay to be total shit for 6 months and then come on at half time when we're losing 4-0 against Brentford? I've just tweeted it now. There's something weird going on at this club. Bruno and Maguire stay on again as well. No, you've just spent £55 million on Martinez and you've subbed him off to keep Maguire on. Like, you've subbed your own signing off. It doesn't make any sense. He subbed his own big signing off to keep Maguire on. He's brought McTominay back on, who was shit last week, to not bring on a player you made in Donny van der Beek. I don't get it. I just do not get it. Mark, what percentage do you give United to get 3 back or a draw? None. 0%, Slow Sports News. It should have been Maguire off, not Martinez, says Darren. Ten Hag has a grace period. Of course he does. But playing a high line and playing out from the back with this squad in a league that is intense as ours, I don't think he'll do it any, Mr. Glenn. I think he's going to have to change the way he plays. After 2 games, I think he's going to have to change the way he plays. All he can say second half is go and win the second half. That's all he can say. We've been kicked off for 2 minutes and 10. Sorry. 2 minutes and 7, sorry. To make it worse, we're currently bottom of the league and have Liverpool to come next, says Daniel. Well, yes. Slow Sports News here. Slow Sports News. Audi driver, Jim White. Manchester United are fucking shite. We are going to be bottom of the league a week on Monday with 0 points and a goal difference that's probably going to be touching 10 minus. So our goal difference at the moment is -5. We've got 0 points. We're playing Liverpool a week on Monday. We're going to be bottom of the league with 0 points after 3 games and a goal difference of whatever Liverpool want it to be, basically. They're going to destroy us. Absolutely destroy us. 0 points after 9 games. Odds on McTominay getting sent off. Oh, I just find it disgusting, Titch. Absolutely disgusting. I do not understand. I'm going to tweet it now, but what must Garner and Donny think? McTominay shite last week and comes on ahead of them when we're losing 4-0. And the game's gone. Weird. It's obvious someone is telling Ten Hag certain players must play. How the hell can he put Scott on ahead of Donny after last week's performance? It's crazy, Lee. Should bought Conte in before Spurs did. Oh no, Jacko. You know, you can blame Gary for that. Gary and the board. What was it Gary Neville said? Smugly sat there and went, Conte, sunshine, Gary Neville. Conte's not a Man United manager. I can tell you that for free. What's Conte doing now? Going to Chelsea tomorrow to try and get maximum points and stay with Man City. He's playing Champions League football in 3 weeks. But Conte's not a Man United manager. Absolute clowns. And you know what Richard Arnold did? What did Richard Arnold do when he got the job? He's going to consult ex-United legends. Legends on the pitch, not got a clue when it comes to what's best for this football club. Conte, I never used to like Conte, but towards the end of Ollie, I was like, Conte's the man to bring in. I mean, imagine if Conte had come to United. We'd have got Kulusevski and Bentancur in January because he would have got those players. So we would have got a right winger and a midfielder straight away in January. And then, I mean, he might not have bought the same players, but Jed Spence at right back, Basuma in the midfield, Richarlison as another attacking option. I mean, he probably wouldn't have done the same signings, but bloody hell, you can see the blueprint of what Conte would have done to Manchester United. I didn't say no to Conte. Not back in... After the Liverpool game, I said go and get Conte. No, not after. Yeah, it was after the Liverpool game because we played Spurs the following week, didn't we? And we beat them and they still had Nuno. After the Liverpool game, I said go and get Conte. I'd never wanted him before that. But you know what? You can change your mind. And you can see the blueprint of what Conte would have done. It's not 5-0. Did I just see Elanga warming up, throw the ball back to Brentford players so they could play quickly? What is he doing, says Anthony Jury. Mark, there's something included in their contracts to keep Maguire and Bruno. This is outrageous, says Dib. Yeah, but you know what? In a way, it doesn't really matter if Maguire and Bruno stay on because they've lost the support of the fan base. Like, they are. Bruno's a player I like. Nobody rates Bruno anymore. Sean Turner does. Nobody rates Maguire. You can't argue with the fact that as a captain, he's been thrashed more times than any other United captain's probably ever been, combined. Guarantee Maguire and Varane get caught out for pace this half, says Blake. And Mark, this has done that. Do you think Ten Hag might be doing this to get the Glazers out? Says CGI. No. Mark, it makes sense to remove Martinez because he's been awful against Brentford's physical front line. He is not a centre-back, but maybe can play at CDM, says Addy. Mate, it doesn't make sense to take Martinez off. What are we going to do with him then? Martinez is not good enough to stay on against Brentford. What are we going to do? We've just spent 55 million quid on him. Like, what are we going to do? Doesn't make sense to take off a player you've just spent 55 million pounds on. Like, what are you going to do with him? On the dot, 48 minutes. Past. 7, yeah. Because I'll be gone at 10-2. This is heartbreaking. What a bunch of privileged dicks, says Virgil. I want Ronaldo to leave. He deserves better, says Virgil. Down 4-0 and Ronaldo's still busting his butt. I love the guy, says Brian. Mark, Conte wouldn't have been able to do that because no manager is able to gut the team, says MMA. Mark, well, that's why he's not a Man United manager, because there's no way they would let a player with a manager with that obsessive control come in. Mark, you're forgetting who the board are. No way they would have backed Conte. You never would have got past an interview, Dazzo. Never. But he wanted the job. Nick, Wan-Bissaka has to play over Delo. At least he defends. Come on. Come on, Nick. Nick. Come on, Nick. Stop flip-flopping, Nick. 2 weeks ago, Wan-Bissaka's shit. Now Delo's shit and Wan-Bissaka should play. You know what needs to happen? Buy a bloody right back. We can't start going, oh, McTominay's shit. It's great he's been dropped. Oh, let's get him back in the team. He's shit. Ericsson's a shit CDM. If you think Delo's shit, Wan-Bissaka's shit too. We can't keep bringing players back in. They're not good enough in general. We need to sell about 10 of these players and buy 10 over the next 3 years. This is heartbreaking. What a bunch of privilege. We've done that one from Virgil, haven't we? Wonder what this does to Martinez's confidence. Maybe it's time to play a back five. Oh, Amy. But this is what I mean. I think this is going to happen. I mean, I hate to say the words, De Boer. I hate to say the words De Boer from when he was manager at Crystal Palace, but I'm going to say them. Exactly the same thing happened. He came into Palace. He wanted to play the way he wanted to play. It didn't work, and he changed the system to try and stop losing. And that's my fear with Eric Ten Hag, is that the next game he's going to go into the game. He's going to go into games and shoot Malacia. He's going to go into games and try and shut up shop. He might play a back five against Liverpool at home. Well, that's not the way Ten Hag plays football, and then you've lost because you're now trying to get. You're adapting your system to the players that you've got because you haven't got the players that you want. Rangnick had to do that because they wouldn't buy him any players. Ten Hag should not be changing his system. Glenn says, Ten Hag has a grace period. Of course he does, but playing a high line and playing out from the back with this squad. I think I did that one from there. It's not the manager's fault. It's poor planning and recruitment. Most of these players have never played in a system like this. It's Ollie. And Thomas, thank you very much. I don't think Brentford are going to score another 2 or 3 goals. No, somebody just said that because, they've won the game. They've won the game. So United will probably, hopefully get a couple of goals back, but they've already won the game. It's over. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We are going to do player ratings on my match reaction. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're on the road to 425,000, so please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner if you're new. Got the match reaction coming after this, where I go through the player ratings which you vote for. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. That's going to be fun. I don't know whether there is a man of the match. Probably Ronaldo, I would say, but not glaringly. Then we got the fan forum. as well. So lots to get involved in. Adam and Ricky are at the ground. Can't wait to see what they've got to say as well. I just don't know where we go next. You know, we're trying to buy Rabiot. Oh. I mean, imagine Rabiot in a team like this. He likes falling out with managers and he's temperamental. I mean, God, let's bring a firecracker into a bloody bonfire. You know, it's going to work well. Ronaldo just must be thinking, what the fuck? Where did it all go wrong? What has happened to my career? Welcome to the Members Club, Daryl. You seriously need to add a nobody deserves man of the match option to the player ratings, says Mr. Guy. Well, I know I probably would give it to Ronaldo because he's been in a graveyard shift working his arse off. I mean, I've barely noticed Rashford. Sancho's been an okay second half. He's played a few passes, but I mean, Eriksen's been dreadful, by the way. You know, whether he's playing holding midfielder or box to box, he's been absolutely terrible. What was that record? So United are about to break a record. We mentioned it before the game. 7 away losses in a row for the first time since 1936. There you go. Corner to Brentford. The kind of result makes players doubt the manager, says Abby. He will struggle to gain trust of players from here. Oh, 100%. That's a great point, Abby. I mean, I said it after last week. When you lose your opening game as a manager, you lose the aura of invincibility. When you get smashed, you definitely do. The doubt comes into the mind. The trust starts to go. Rich, thank you for that. And Joseph as well. I don't know what the approach has been of Erik ten Hag to these players. I don't know whether he's been a disciplinarian or he's tried to be their mate. But in essence, you know, you'll start to see the cracks. This team is full of blame shifters, effectively, and therefore they will blame each other, and they won't reflect. You know what? What I will say is, though, every time we pick people like Maguire and McTominay, we're going to lose games. It's going to keep happening. I'd like to say it won't, but it will. It will keep happening. Like, there is a common theme. There is a certain type of player that keeps getting picked that is going to keep losing his games of football. And they're playing too regularly. I mean, you could even throw someone like Marcus Rashford in there. You know, he's rubbish. I'm just fed up, says Thomas McGuinness. And Mark, I know you keep saying there's no chance we get relegated, but we have legit been on an extended run of relegation form. 7 away losses in a row, says Aaron. Well, you know what? I just think it sounds very... they're in again. Good play by Malacia. I think it sounds very over the top to say we'd be in a relegation battle. But at the moment, there's nobody that can't beat us. Blow up this back line versus Liverpool. Malacia, Varane, Bay, Delo with Martinez as 6. Can't be worse, as Christopher McBride. Been loving Samuel Lucas tweets these days. Spot on again, saying it's fatal to get the coach with a certain style of football and not get the players who are required. Ami, absolutely spot on. Mark, I know you keep saying there's no chance we get relegated, but we have legit been on an extended run of relegation form. 7 away losses, countless home losses too. It's not impossible, says Aram. And delete Maguire, Shaw, McTominay, says Can. And we should just get Zagadou on a free cycle, says Onka. In a footballing sense, I feel like saying "Wake me up in May." I felt it last week after Brighton, but I thought, maybe there is something we can fight back from. But I just can't. I can't see it. Dilly, I'm heartbroken. Miss United. This isn't my Man United, says Ryan. And these lot brought the bus in too early. Ten Hag won't last the season, I'm afraid. We know what the media and board will do after a poor run result, says Kay. Well, he's probably going to be looking at... I don't like my office job, but I feel for you, mate. Top 10 finish, if you ask me. Keep being that therapist we all need. Cheers. It's 2:30 in Sydney, says ABC. Well, thanks everyone who's tuning in. At least we're all in it together. I know there's a lot of people tuning in just laughing at us, but make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Conte has made Spurs challenge, made their board spend 150 million on transfers, has sold players that they would never sell before him just to get them out, says Jacko. Well, it's a great point as well. It's the spend, isn't it? The spend of everybody else, the spend is relegation as well. We've not spent as much as Arsenal or Spurs or Chelsea, so we were already worse than them. But most of this team wouldn't start for Southampton. Yeah, I mean, look, McTominay's come on and played a few 5-yard passes. He's a fucking passion merchant. He doesn't belong at Manchester United. Maguire doesn't belong at Manchester United. He's a relegation specialist. Tyrone Mings is a better player. Richard Arnold's there. Fucking hell. You need sacking, mate. You're the CEO. It's your fault. It's your fault. If we get rid of the Glazers, you're sacked, mate. So... It is currently 5:50 a.m. I've not slept yet and I'm being subjected to this, says John T. Richard Poole, thanks for the super chat. Here he is. McTominay improved the midfield in second half. That's how bad we were, says Matty. Mate, we've not improved in the second half. What's happened is Brentford are 4-0 up. The game is won. It's very hot and they're just going through the motions. I've seen this happen loads of times. A team that's winning 3 or 4-0 at half time doesn't go and win 8-0. They go down to third gear. They go through the motions. The team that's losing tends to have a bit more of the ball because the game is over. It's just a training exercise now. Have we created any chances in the last 20 minutes? No. Alanga, is Ten Hag just showing the board how bad we are, says Ryan. I think his substitutions have been terrible, by the way. I need a new hobby, says Sean. This is Disguise 84. Thank you very much for joining the members club. I can't wait to do the player ratings on the match reaction. I really can't. Richard Arnold should do the post-match interviews after this. Let him explain this mess, says Lars. Would you say Arsenal is better than us? Are you having a laugh? I'd compare Arsenal to a well-trained sprinter on the starting tracks, ready to run a race, with Manchester United, a corpse next to them. There's no comparison between us and Arsenal. Absolutely no comparison. I believe that he's been backed and supported. Arteta, maybe not in the way they wanted it to be, but maybe not as quick as they wanted it to be, but it's happening. What's going on, my brother? I can't believe this, says Abba. Are we Norwich? I'm confused, says Guantan. And if Ten Hag is really in control of this team, he needs to strip Maguire of the captaincy, never play him again. Brian, Harry Maguire will play against Liverpool. He will play the next game after that, and the next game after that, and the next game after that, and the next game of that. And that's what makes me sick. Scott McTominay will play against Liverpool. Bruno will play. Bruno's still on the pitch. Bruno is still on the pitch, by the way. You might not have noticed him because he's fucking useless, but he's still on the pitch. I'm so fed up with them. I'm absolutely fuming with the lot of them. The only player I'm probably not fuming with is Ronaldo because he wants to leave. He's openly said, I don't want to be here. And he's actually worked his arse off on the pitch. Corner to United. If United don't concede in the second half, it proves they have enough to turn the season around, says Peter Blissett. Been noticing Rashford, he can't play a basic 1-2. Omkar, I'm really impressed you've noticed Rashford. I haven't noticed him in this game at all. I think he played a pass to Rashford he played a pass to Ronaldo in the first couple of minutes that was quite good at 0-0. I've really not noticed him since. The funny thing is, well, it's not funny. I'm not going to mention it. What I was going to say is, has the height issue been a problem? But it wouldn't have made a difference because the first goal was a mistake. The second goal, we passed it out. The third goal was from a corner, but that was Martinez, who's a centre-back. You know, McTominay's not going to be there. And then the fourth goal is on Luke Shaw's lack of pace. So I don't think, none of the goals have really been about having a tall player in the midfield, is it? Fans still singing best fans in the world, says Joe. Well, we have got the best fans in the world. Here's Rashford. I've noticed him. Free header for Eriksen, straight at the keeper. Embarrassing for Eriksen, I suppose. When is Michael Knighton and others putting in a bid to buy out the Glazers, says Darren. I honestly hope and pray Ronaldo leaves for his own good. A legend of his magnitude can't end his career like this. Louis, I mean, I don't want Ronaldo to go. I don't want Ronaldo to go. But I understand why he wants to go. I think we all understand why he wants to go. Riker says, has any captain played through this many 4 and 5-0s in our club history? How is any of this excusable, says Riker. I'd love someone to do a chat and list all the results in the last few weeks that we've had in the last 12 months with Harry Maguire as captain, where we've been beaten by more than 3 goals. Nope. Let's have a look. So Paddy Power apparently paying out on the first people. Oh, yeah. With Man United losing 4-0 at half-time to Brentford, we paid out on Erik ten Hag to be the first Premier League manager to get the sack. Speechless. Hurts to wake up early in the morning to watch this. Love this club, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. Always good work, Mark, says Alonso. Thanks, pal. Susan, welcome to Members Club. This is a ploy to sack Erik ten Hag and bring in Poch, says Matthew. Imagine if Arsenal win the league and United go down, says Zane. How the hell did Sancho come off instead of Rashford? He is oblivious to the open space and his wing to stretch the defence and create space, says Eduardo. Again, I think the subs have been baffling. I'm going to take a note for the match reaction. What was I going to say? Bruno as well. Martinez. As I said, I think Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford. I'm happy to say this publicly because I think many people think it anyway. Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay. Something's going on there. The amount of game time they get when they're absolutely dreadful. And it's not just under Ten Hag. He's only been here 2 games. It's been going on for ages. It's a joke, an absolute joke, how long it's been going on for. Do you think Gakpo, Anthony or De Jong are watching the game thinking, why would I go there? Erik ten Hag still has time, though, says Reflex. This team have been playing together for a few seasons now, and they can't even get the chemistry right, says Salim. And there's Angus Deaton in front of... he's a United fan. He should turn around and give Arnold a piece of his mind. Goal difference is minus 13 since 25th of 9th, 21. This has been going on for a long time, says Daniel. Van Gaal saved Timber, says Stephen Edge. Well, Martinez wasn't the centre-back that Ten Hag wanted, I like Martinez. It's very obvious that Ten Hag likes Martinez, but he wasn't the centre-back that he wanted. He wanted Timber. That Liverpool game, God. Nowhere to hide. What do I think of United's future? Going to get beat by Liverpool at Old Trafford. That's what's going to happen. They've got to do something in the transfer window. But the thing is, you can sign a player in the transfer window when the season's not started because you can lie about positivity. You can't sign a player now that's decent and say it's only 1 year outside of the Champions League because they're going to look at the last 2 games and go, but you're not going to get in the Champions League next year. So it's 2 years out. So I don't want to come. We basically put ourselves into desperation area because decent players will not come. A bunch of pro footballers that know how to act the part in training but are gun shy at game time, and the Muppet Show as owners. Embarrassing, says Martin Mason. Mark, do you think if Pep or Klopp was bought in, he could get more from the players? No. I've said that for years, Ryle. There's no way Klopp and Pep could do any better with these players. They are shit. Really shit. Watch how Maguire will become the scapegoat as all the goes were other players, but he will be thrown under the bus. He's the captain, Mohammed. He's the worst captain we've ever had at this football club, and he's a bang average centre-back. He shouldn't be playing. Simple as that. Every player should submit a transfer request. Ten Hag should hand in his resignation to Sean. I'd tell you what, I'd love Ten Hag to walk. I'd love it if he walked away and said, I've had no backing. I'm stuck with the players that I wouldn't have kept. But he won't. At this rate, Maguire's captaincy will outrun Eric Ten Hag, says GP. Harry Maguire's captain, 4-0 Brighton, 4-0 Liverpool, 4-1 City. They're all last season, aren't they? Mohammed. Get rid of Ten Hag ASAP. I thought he was supposed to be competent, says Peter. Why are we not pressing and doing high line like we did on tour? Exactly, Darren. And is it me or is Ten Hag never actually on the sideline giving instructions? We only see him sitting like we're getting destroyed. No, he did it last week, Alex. We've got the only attack in the league that wouldn't give our defence a hard time, says James, and no idea where we go from here. Keep your chin up, Mark, says Stefania. Well, I'm hoping I can sort this tweet. See if I can do it. The star next to it. I'm just doing a tweet now. It's worse than I thought. I think I've got it right. And I think he was the captain in all of them. One, two, three. Shit. There's 7 games we've been battered in the last 12 months. And Maguire's captain in all of them. No idea where we go from here. Thank you very much, Stefanio. If any other player was captain, would that have changed the result? The captaincy just an excuse for other 10 players to get out of criticism? No, Mohammed, you've never played football, have you? You can't disrespect people like Roy Keane, Steven Gerrard, John Terry, Sergio Ramos. Captaincy is very important in getting a team off its arse. Liverpool game scares me even more now, says Callan. I'm not scared of the Liverpool game. I'm absolutely confined to the fact that we're going to have 0 points from 9 and be bottom of the league. If they dare to give Rashi a new contract, I swear, says Sulai. If Eric Ten Hag had competent board and got signings early, he would have figured out Ericsson isn't a DM, says Yusuf. And if any have done that one as well, thank you very much. 15 minutes to go. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I think our player ratings might be out already, so you can start voting on the unitedstand.com. They are, yeah, okay. I'll drop you the link in the description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Put a star next to your man of the match. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. If you can figure a man of the match out, but mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. And the link is in the video description now for you as well. It'll take you straight there. Yeah, good one, yeah. Do you have the slightest that maybe we misjudged Ten Hag's ability to manage in the Premier League? Well, I'm going to talk about that in the match reaction because I think there is a few things I want to talk about that have been a little bit naive from the manager. The players that have been exposed time and time again last year are still playing and teams have figured out how to beat these bums, says Brian. And biased pundits are going to start hailing Rangnick now because he said we need 7 new signings. They didn't want to believe it, but it's the truth. I ain't going to listen to any journalist or any ex-player who starts telling me about how good Rangnick was right and that, because they didn't like Rangnick at the time. So, they're all flip-flops. I know he's a professional, but playing Eriksen was a bad idea. Brentford gave him the option back after such a bad time out, says Nick. Mark, the Southampton game after the Liverpool defeat is going to be huge. Not sure Eric survives a defeat there. Mate, how many games can you lose in a row before you lose the job? And if I was Erik Ten Hag, I wouldn't be getting much sleep because you can't trust these players. When you're 4-0 down to Brentford in the first half, there's no way that you can say we'll win at Southampton. I can't see where if we had Forest at home or Fulham at home, you'd maybe go, we might win. But we've got Liverpool at home, Southampton away, and what's the 5th game? I think it might be Leicester at home or something like that. There's no guaranteed win for United coming. And if you lose your first 3 or 4 games, you're under a lot of pressure. 60 million for Martinez just for him to get absolutely bullied in his own box and subbed at half time. That's what surprised me, Nelly. To do that with your own signing, I'm stunned. I'm really stunned. So I don't know why he would do that. Put him at left back, put him in the midfield, but keep him on the pitch. Mark, the Southampton game, you've done that one from Andy. Donny is the man of the match for me, says Gertchen. And Prince Moses, welcome to the United Stand Members Club. Thank you. And in that back 5, there were 4 players who were worse than Maguire, but because Ollie made him captain, he's now the reason. Mohammed, I think you're boring everybody. I'm going to advise you now to stop doing super chats because you've basically tried to dominate this chat with an opinion that nobody really believes in. Maguire, go check my tweet. If you want to see how good Harry Maguire is, check my tweet, and you can read it from there. He's fucking awful. It's had 500. It's on the way to having 500 retweets in 3 minutes. So you're in the big minority if you think that he's a Man United player. He's fucking awful, and so is so many of them, and they need calling out. It's as simple as that. You don't get. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of being called negative. I'm bored of saying, we're divisive. Like, it's not divisive. It's not negative. This is the worst United bunch of players I've ever seen. They are absolutely shambolic. I mean, McTominay's just ran the ball out for a throw-in. He's crap. He's absolutely crap. They're egotistical, arrogant, and they think they know best, and they don't. They don't listen. They don't buy mirrors. They don't look in the mirror. They shift the blame. They'll get another manager sacked. Let's be honest. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being your average. And thank you for everyone who's watching. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner. You know what? I've got to do a match reaction straight after this, and this is the funny bit. Straight after that, 8 o'clock, I'm live on TalkSport doing a call-in where anybody could call in. I could get a Liverpool fan. I could get a Brentford fan. I think I might call in sick. And I wouldn't be lying. That'll be live on TalkSport if you want to tune in as well. But we have got the fan forum straight after me, which will be on at the same time. So I'd probably stick with the United Stand because it's going to be chaotic, I think. I don't know who's on the fan forum. I think we've got Beth. I think Jay's on as well. God, that's going to be fun. Jordan and Charlie. So it's going to be interesting. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be interesting. But I've got my match reaction coming up straight after this. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. 4-0 to Brentford. I don't think anyone would have predicted that. I think it was unrealistic to think that Brentford might win. Good save by De Gea, although it's straight at him. Yeah, I don't think it's unrealistic to say that Brentford might win, but to be 4-0 down at half time, absolute mayhem. And you know what? Brentford have been walking around second half. It's a hot evening. They're probably playing in the Carabao Cup next week. And we still haven't managed to score a goal. That's embarrassing. Look at McTominay. He gets the ball and he takes a little pirouette touch. Fucking useless, mate. He has to take a touch every time he gets it. Look, he always stops the ball. Always takes a touch and stops the ball. Oh, I thought we'd scored, Ericsson. He's missed 2 sitters. He could have had 2 goals, Ericsson, in the second half. Poor old Ronaldo. He's not had a chance. He's not had a sniff. Oh, can we have a look at the match stats, Drawty? Have you got them? Can we put them up on the screen? That'd be quite interesting just to have a quick look at. No, just let's have a look. Match stats for anyone who's interested. So we've had 70% possession. We've had 13 shots to 10. We've had 3 shots on target to their 6. We've had double the amount of passes. Now, you'd normally look at that and say, could be 1-1, maybe 2-1 Brentford. It's 4-0. We've done nothing with that possession. Nothing. McTominay gets a yellow card. Whoa, Scooby-Doo! Passion. That's what I'm in the team for. Get a yellow card. This is how I keep the fans on side. I show a bit of passion. Fucking guaranteed yellow card. Look, absolute useless. I mean, if you're James Garner and Donny van der Beek, you must be, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? How is that Pratt being picked ahead of me? He should have had a red card for that, and he should have had a red card last week. Oh, Donny's coming on now. Fucking hell, with 8 minutes. I'd be tempted to say no. NRG. Apparently the staging site doesn't work. Yeah, no worries. Donny's coming on. Ten minutes to go. Stop blaming McTominay. He's the only one with passion, says Christian. I would buy a Brentford kit before I buy a Man United kit, says Jerry. Yeah, I just want to say as well, you know, I know United fans are going to be very frustrated, and we are, but same as Brighton last week. Well done. Well done to Brentford. They totally deserved the points. They've been the better side. There's no part of this game, any part that we've been hard done by or unlucky. I think Thomas Frank will be ecstatic because he hated losing to us in January. And revenge is a dish best served cold, I suppose. They you know, I don't want to. I will be a bad loser because I don't like losing, but they deserved it. I've got no bad feeling towards Brentford. I didn't like the booing of Ericsson. I think that's, you know, silly, but they deserve to win. Should your Man United start looking for loan with buyout options rather than buying players, says Killen? Do you think the board was hoping we'd have a good start so they could make as few signings as possible? Yep, I do. Keenan. Long live the Glazers, says Alex. Realistically speaking, our first win may only come in October against Leeds. Fucking hell, Amy. I haven't looked at the fixtures. Sacking Jose Mourinho was the biggest mistake this club has ever made. Signing Maguire is a close second, says Lol. Yeah, but Mourinho probably would have bought Maguire, you know. No, I don't disagree with us buying Maguire at the time, but it's been a big mistake. The thing is that we don't own up to our mistakes. So we've got Liverpool at home a week on Monday. Then we're playing Southampton on the Saturday at Southampton. Then we've got Leicester on the Thursday. Then we've got Arsenal at home. And then we've got Leeds. Sorry, Palace away. Leeds. And then we've got Man City. I don't see many points on the horizon for United between now and October. I mean, I don't think we'll have no points, but I don't see many points coming our way. It's going to be a hard season. It's going to be a long, hard season. De Gea's just made a good save, but, you know. Hi, Mark. Have you noticed how now that Brentford gone into third gear, Rashford getting the ball and actually looking decent because they've won, says Ridge. Isn't the style of play Ten Hag wants to play similar to Van Gaal? Not really raw talent, no. Here's Alanga. Needed to release that a lot sooner than he did. Ronaldo, straight at the keeper. Hi, Mark. Have you noticed? I've done that one. Hi, Mark. One of the commentary here in Australia said last time we failed to win in the opening 2 games was 30 years ago, and we went on to win it. George, that's not happening. The Liverpool game cannot be allowed to happen, says Stephen Edge. You think Erik ten Hag is doing this just to show how crap Shaw rat? No, I can't be doing with those conspiracies, the chosen one, because it absolves Ten Hag of any blame, and I think he has to take some blame today. Even as a big fan of his, he's got to. Man United all or nothing coming soon, says Nandit. They wouldn't let the cameras in, mate. You know they wouldn't. We're too unstable for that. Sing to me, Mark, says Titus. If I was Ronaldo, I'd be out that door, never coming back, says Tracy Taylor. Still 4 minutes to go. I mean, I can't believe we haven't scored a goal. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. We've got the match reaction coming after this. It's worth it just to watch my player ratings. It'll be good fun. It won't be fun. It'll be far anything but fun. So Donny's coming on for 4 minutes for Ericsson. Oh, God. Must be great. Must be great. First time chat here, but when Ranić was not backed in the January transfer, I gave up. The only reason I'm watching now is because of the Discord group said to be here. Hope that United can get back on track. Thanks, Corlo. We need to back this manager so the players know no matter what they do, he's staying, says Brian. De Jong would be insane to subject himself to this crap show. I agree. Give it to Mike. I think that this morning I was quite confident we were going to get De Jong. If he's watched this game, I just don't understand why he would come. And it's amazing, isn't it? Because you wouldn't think a result would be enough to change a player's mind, but he'd be pure crazy to come to this club. Pure crazy. Why is Maguire still playing for United? Says Lirietti. I mean, look, let's not just be unfair to Maguire. Bruno Fernandes is still on the pitch. I don't know why he gets away with it. I like Bruno, but he's bloody useless. Again, I wouldn't start Bruno for anyone. They're on the break again now, Brentford. 2 minutes to go. They've got the break. It's a foul. It's a yellow card for Rashford now. Yeah, his substitutions have been terrible. Really bad. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Match reactions coming up after this. Oh, I can't believe we've got to go and do this bloody call-in. Get the water. I need bloody vodka. Martin says, Maguire hasn't made a single mistake. Oh, shut up, Martin. We're losing 4-0, mate. He hasn't made a single mistake. He could have been sent off. He took the last man out. He played the pass to Ericsson that led to that. He's had a crap game. He's shit. Look, Martin, if you want a team with Maguire in it, we'll be in a relegation battle because he's a master of those. He'll win that for us. I have a feeling there is more of this to come, says Andrew. 100%. This is not it. This is not a blip. This is not a blip. It's going to keep happening. Bangkok Century Cup, we'll only win that. Thanks, Chicken. It made me smile for the first time. Delo's not been very good, no. I'm getting all my Man United players out of my fancy Premier League team, actually. I don't understand Donny not getting more time, having the most experience with Ten Hag, says Harry. How long? Don't add on 5 minutes. Like, please don't add on anything more than 3. 4. We will recover, but we need changes, says Lurietti. Ericsson should have stayed. Kit-like performance is just football. And do you think PSG changed their mind too, says Richard? I hope Maguire gets dropped so fans will realise how shite the other players are, says Mohammed. What did we expect? This is the same rabble that down tools all the whole time. Talk was clear, clean sheet, slate wasted again, disgrace, says Seb. I don't think Ten Hag's job is in danger, but I think there's going to be more results like this. I mean, the problem that's always been there with United as well is that, and many of us have seen this, especially over the last 12 months, is that when they go 1 or 2 down, they're always capable of going 3 or 4 down because the heads drop. The personality is just not there. There's no cohesion. They're not together. I don't think they're very good. I don't think they get on with each other as teammates. I think that's very, very obvious. Maybe some of the rumours are true that some of the players don't get on with Ronaldo, and maybe that's in their heads. But Teddy Sheringham and Andy Cole didn't get on, and we won the treble. Like, it just shows you the mentality of some of these players. And I joke about people like Fred and McTominay blocking me on Twitter, but how do they even fucking know what I'm saying? I mean, what a small-minded mentality to have as a professional footballer, that you're blocking people on Twitter, which you've obviously read it. They're too sensitive to be high-end footballers. Oh, Ronaldo's in the team and we don't really like him. Oh, that's why I didn't put any effort in. Like, professional footballers, you can't be, your performance cannot be, at the highest level, your performance cannot be manipulated by external factors like what people say about you on social media or whether you get on with somebody in the dressing room. But unfortunately, this United side, we see it time and time again. They go behind and their heads drop. Our transfer window may as well be done after this game, says Mason. Just sick of it. Man, charity, United, says Just Football. Well, I'm going to go straight to my match reaction because I've got to get on with it quick. So we'll push you over to there straight after this. Remember, you can do your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. And I'm going to go literally live in about 60 seconds as soon as this is finished. So get ready for that. We'll go straight into it. And if you've got the time, do your player ratings, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Bruno's been booked, I think. Yeah, that means I think basically all the shit players have been booked. McTominay, Bruno, Rashford, Maguire. Can we get the team on the screen and we can show everyone then? All right. That's Brentford. No, it's all right. So there's United. All those yellow card players need to be dropped. We said that before the game. All the people in the chat who said Malacia should be starting instead of Shaw, Varane should be starting instead of Maguire, Bruno shouldn't be starting. Crazy. Bye, Pepe, with your twatty comment. The team is crying out for a centre mid. That's it, full time. Right, I'm going to see you on the match reaction, and that's where we're going to be.